by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
Now the Ukraine, and St. Patrick's name is now Zelensky.
What do we do now? Verbally. It's about being made in America. A lot of that has to do with this industry.
Refuse to go along with this, and I'm seeing through all of your lies, Barack Obama, you wicked, wicked devil!
Wow, welcome back to another night of Stick with Koolfrogg. It's been a nice whole about week since I put something up. Flu sucks. Anybody that has ever had the flu, oh my lord, it's just rough, bro. I do have Mike with me. What's up, Mike?
Oh, it's going pretty well. Glad you're feeling better and back with us.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, last night I was kind of sitting on it. It's like a bunch of people in Discord, and I'm like, you know, hold a conversation with a few people. I might, you know, kind of work out the vocal cords a little bit, and then I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. So that's why I didn't do a show last night or whatever. So I'm like, I hadn't had a consistent night's sleep the whole week or whatever. So I'm going to go see if I can't get a consistent night's sleep. We'll do this tonight, you know, tomorrow, whatever. And this is where we are. We're here tonight, and nobody, anybody that's around that knows this channel, knows what's going on. Make sure you go check out AmericasShirtsAreFirst.com. The most based shirts on the planet. I don't know where he is. If you know where he is, you tell him to bring himself in here and hold a conversation with us, for crying out loud. Otherwise, you know, everybody else's guess is about as good as mine. One thing did happen. I think that was the last episode. It's like I did an episode. Did I do it? Maybe I did an episode after it. But my Trump rally that I had done last, I was going to do another Trump rally. And I'm like, nah, I just can't do it. I can't do it. Because the second that I do it, then somebody's just going to ignorantly click on it and be like, nah, we're not gonna do the Trump rally thing. Because, you know, they didn't watch it. Because if they would have watched, they would have actually heard. The first sentence that came out of my mouth was, this is a Trump rally. Not everything that comes out of this man's mouth is my opinion. You know, so when they...
Well, but you did pause the video and explicitly disclaim it every time Trump said no words. Don't you know that's the new normal?
Well, I did several times. I did. I just didn't do it all the time. And I didn't do it like the last 30 minutes or whatever, you know, because it's just not worth it. But I went and I put out the thing or whatever to get it back, and it took a whole day for me to get it back. And it seems like they shadow banned the channel. So anybody that's out there that's actually listening to this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And get that algorithm back up there. I need to produce another small clip, see if I can't get some more subscribers. I mean, I did pick up a couple. I'm up to 34. There's a couple that haven't been around or hadn't known of this channel before, and had subbed to me, and then all of a sudden I was unable to actually put up content because of what was going on. So I'm like these people that have actually subbed to the channel, they need to come talk to me personally. And it's not that hard to figure out where I'm at, because I believe I do have them in a different Discord, if I'm not mistaken, where they came from. They can actually come talk to me, hit me up with a message. I'll give them a Discord link to come into my Discord as well, and then we can have conversations and, you know, possibly join shows if you know, something that you'd like to actually share. You know, grow each other's channels and, you know, help each other out. All that being said, because of what they did to my show, this is what I was doing right after I got it back.
Gotta get the little victory dance in there.
That's all you need. That's all you need right there. You don't need any more of the Trump rally. All you need is his victory dance. If you didn't, you didn't catch his rally today, that's what it was worth. Being that we are talking about Trump, we'll kind of we'll hit up the first article that came across the Daily Mail, which is actually about his Trump rally or whatever. He did have J.D. Vance there. He did slam on Biden about the gaffes that had occurred. I'd listen. Did you listen to the rally today?
I had accidentally muted myself. I did not. I was pointedly ignoring that Biden had recently been in my state because it felt a little gross.
Oh. Quote, he's taking orders from the Easter Bunny.
I mean, but could any of us imagine this 5 years ago, that the U.S. president would get told what to do on national TV by a guy dressed as the Easter Bunny? This is embarrassing on the world stage.
Right? He's shaking hands with the air. He's walking around bewildered and taking orders from the Easter Bunny. And it just like, I missed something. I mean, I guess, and I just seriously didn't realize I was.
Did you not see the Easter Bunny?
No, I didn't. I need to actually go find the Easter Bunny and actually watch a clip from the Easter Bunny or whatever, because I really this happened, and all of a sudden I'm like, what in the world is he talking about? That's funny as can be. And I didn't think, I forgot to actually go look it up to actually bring it back up.
Sorry, I may have a clip for you here. Just want to make sure I got the right one.
No, yeah, that's fine. That's awesome. Our country is being destroyed. Our country going to... Trump said to the crowd and thousands of supporters at Delaware County Fairgrounds in Central Ohio on Saturday evening, "We've never had anything like this, and we've had a president right now, sadly, who has absolutely no idea what the hell is happening. He's shaking hands with the air." It's Trump. And that's what Trump does. Is he repeats himself because he's an old man. And like a regular old man should do, he continues to say things. Oh my Lord. Okay, let's see here.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to play one from a new segment because I can't find the clip, but I pulled it into the show chat if you want to bring it up.
Yeah, give me 1 second here. I gotta share this screen. Sure, I got audio. Some S&P 500 losers. Look at those. That's ridiculous. Walgreen Boots Alliance, Tapestry. I mean, just anything and everything. Everybody's just having a horrible record for everything. It's just other than certain
that's
particulars.
because we're in trouble, like real significant financial trouble as a country.
Oh, yeah.
And I really woke. But let's focus on the Easter Bunny for a moment because this needs to be seen. Sorry, did you bring it up yet? I can't see it on my end.
Oh, really? Dang it.
Yep. Technology.
Boomer. Jeez. Okay, hold on. I'm sitting there
Take
watching
a week off and you can't even bring up leaks anymore.
Yeah, right.
My goodness, it
exactly.
goes fast.
Well, I forget when you share the screen, you have to actually add it to the stream afterward or whatever.
Oh.
So, you know, so yeah. Okay, so this guy right here, the Easter Bunny.
The Easter Bunny caught stopping President Biden from answering reporters' questions. Hey, good morning, Ashley. I love this, but you...
Wait a minute here. Wait a minute.
Yeah, you should rewind that and play just that 5 seconds again, because everyone needs to see exactly what happened.
Okay, so the couple things that caught my eye was they made the Easter Bunny a girl, apparently.
You gotta see this again. The Easter Bunny caught stopping President Biden from answering reporters'
That's the way
questions.
it looks to me.
Hey, good morning, Ashley. I love this, but you take us through what happened. Go ahead.
It's just a great visual, isn't it? Look, they must have some sort of code name among all the handlers when Joe...
That Easter Bunny just walks right up to him.
The Easter Bunny.
Now,
Is
can
this-
anyone imagine that happening to Donald Trump? That an Easter Bunny on his staff would get in front of him and wave their hands in his face to tell him no? Anyone? Anyone in the world? No?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I mean, or any other for that matter. Joe Biden's
That
the
bunny
only
would be
one.
gone.
Right, Joe Biden's the only one. There's somebody to be a bunny to distract.
Caught stopping President Biden from answering reporters' questions. Hey, good morning, Ashley.
Well, reporters' questions. Who the two kids? Because that's what I was thinking he was going after.
You can see that they're, well, possibly, but you can see that they're filming him.
He's
there.
standing right in front.
There's a whole group of cameras there, and he's probably starting to say something crazy again.
Well, that's what he does, though. He's a gaff machine.
I love this, but you take us through. Go ahead.
It's just a great visual, isn't it? Look, they must have some sort of code name among all the handlers. Biden decides to go walkabout and answer questions from reporters. The eagle has left the nest. I repeat. Take a listen to this or watch this.
Pakistan should not, and Afghanistan should be people.
Oh, the Easter Bunny, Mr. President.
That's right. In the middle of answering a question, the Easter Bunny told him no.
In the middle of his own statement, the Easter Bunny stops him and tells him no.
Yeah. Over this way, Mr. President. The bunny, enthusiastically, as you can see, wave.
Mr. President. Oh, the Easter Bunny, Mr. President.
He's like, oh, okay. He must know who's inside that costume. That's messed up, dude. That is messed up.
This is embarrassing. This moment is why Putin felt safe invading Ukraine. Because he knows that the U.S. leadership is this weak and senile. This is why Saudi Arabia feels safe not taking our phone calls. Because they know that our leadership is this weak and senile.
They know that our leadership isn't going to do a dang thing about it. He's going to... Oh my fucking Lord. This is so stupid. Is everything working? Yeah, everything's working. Okay. Just checking my stuff, being sure everything's working on the other side.
No worries.
As you can tell, I haven't been around for a week.
Over this way, Mr. President. The bunny, enthusiastically,
Over
as
here,
you can
Mr.
see, waving
President.
its stuffed paws and ushering the president away, apparently because
what
he
are
was
they
needed to
talk
kick off
about?
another round of egg rolling competition by
They
blowing a
eventually
whistle.
get into
By
some
the way,
other
Megan Hayes, the administration's director
Nancy
of message
Pelosi,
planning. There she is. There's the reveal.
Pocahontas.
With Lotus and Flotus, there is the giant bunny that saved President Biden's bacon.
And it was the director of messaging who just jumped in to save him from himself.
Absolutely. The eagle has left the nest.
Save
Red
him
alert.
from himself.
That's a good one, Ash. All right. Oh, another one for you. Senator Warren
Yeah.
took a
we won't get into that. No. Not talking about Senator Warren. No. Just no. She's not worth my time right now. we were talking about Trump rally. And at the Trump rally, Trump goes and states straight out, the Easter Bunny was a political operative. He did a good job, actually. We should hire that guy. It's just like I laughed as I was watching it. Watching it live earlier, I was like, "Oh my God, this is funny." Trump rambled about several topics during his more than an hour-long rally 10 days before the Ohio primary election, including ranting about water pressure and claiming he saved the washing machine industry when he was in office. And he also claimed, these are all claims. He also claimed that the lack of credit was received for certain jabs. When it comes down to those certain jabs, anybody that doesn't remember Operation Warp Speed should really actually go and do some research on Operation Warp Speed and see what they actually did. Some of us know what happened a couple years before Warp Speed, but we won't really get into that. We'll stop right there on that. Now you get the Biden administration unable to get the test done. They created unyielding and unsubstantial and totally horrific mandates. These mandates, federal mandates, had just been lifted. So when on certain particular just airplanes, trains, buses,
yep. Transportation,
right? Federal way, under
not just federal. It applied to the Washington State ferry system and the local buses, for instance.
No, right, exactly. It was a federal thing, and all transportation. So it was like pretty much it was everywhere. Like any type of transportation, you're fine. The only thing that's private and that's not public would be your own damn car. If you still want to wear a mask in your own damn car while you're driving around, go ahead, do your thing. I was around the cities today or whatever, and did a couple different things. Went to an area where there's a lot of people or whatever, and it seemed the majority of them, were okay with what was going on or whatever. There's like maybe 2 or 3 people that were wearing masks.
Well, yeah, they're in a cult, right? There are people who are so traumatized by the abuse of the government over the past few years, they will have permanent Stockholm syndrome. The way some people screamed and kicked that the Nazis were right until they died.
Oh, yeah. And we did just the opposite. We had far better success in every single category except the public relations. We were too busy working to think about public relations. He claimed that Biden's team does a lousy job, except they have fake news, a fake press, and report fake stories all day long. Again, these are all claims. These aren't my words. This is what this man said. So there's lots of stuff that was said. Let's just kind of scroll through here. This thing here. The volume seems to be a little low on it. I have it all the way up.
Just said some military, because they said you're not going to get them. I said, of course I'm going to get them. Why would you say I wouldn't give them? Why wouldn't they give us free soldiers? Right? Why would they do it? They laughed at me like I was just, remember I took the aptitude test because they thought I might be stupid. They really did. They thought I was really smart. So when they think you're really smart, then when I took the aptitude test, Dr. Ronnie and many doctors, and I aced it. And now they don't call me stupid. They say, he's a dictator. He wants to take over the world. They used to call me JD. They said maybe stupid. So I said, to Doc Ronnie. You know, Doc Ronnie's now a great congressman in Texas. Great, very popular guy. I think he was now a great congressman. I said, Ronnie, I don't like when people call me stupid. I had great heritage, an uncle who was a great, great genius, father who was a genius. Everybody, we have a lot of geniuses. I don't like being called stupid. Is there a test or something I can take to prove to these radical left maniacs that I'm much smarter than them? Is there a test? And he said, sir, there is a test. It's called the X test. I said, what's it like? He said, well, it gets very tough. The first questions are easy, and the middle of the test gets tough, and the end of the test is quite tough, sir, actually. Just said.
The end of the test is quite hard, you know. So I mean, he's pointing out the fact that he actually goes and takes an aptitude test to actually, you know, show where he actually sits, so that people would understand that he's not the moron that they kept on saying he was, because, you know, he's a little eccentric, you know, he's you know, a billionaire eccentric, you know, he's able to do what he wants because he has the way and means of doing so. So, you know, when you have somebody that made money before the government, and then you go and you look at this other person that we're dealing with now who's made his money while in the government for the last 50 years, and we're not worried about it. We're not worried about it. We're just going to allow the Easter Bunny to go and dictate what he can say and when he can't say it. But this guy right here, he didn't do that. He doesn't need somebody telling him to stop, you know, okay, everybody, time to stop, go. I've watched so many different little Biden things or whatever. It's like every single time Biden comes up, there's some kind of gaffe, just hilarious stuff, and just every time. I was watching a couple things while I was laid out for the week or whatever, and I'm going to stop sharing this for right now. It's like, I wish I wasn't, you know, laid up like I was or whatever. I would have totally had, you know, worth of shows up or whatever with different. Seriously, there's so many things that happened through the week that was, you know, that was Joe Biden being such a dork. There was a couple. I mean, it just, like I said, I was out, so, you know, it's like my brain's still not even totally, you know, like thinking about all the stuff or whatever. That it's just like, oh man, there's a lot of stuff that actually happened. And it's like, I could have done a show on that, or I could have done a show on this next thing. You just like, so many things you can do a show on. So then I was digging around. I come across this funniest clip ever. And because we're reading the paper, I had to actually find a news article so that way I could actually play this the way I wanted to play it. And I actually found a news article that actually had it. And I'm like, oh, this is just gold. I love it. So I go around and I pull up news articles from almost any newspaper that's out there. Sometimes political leanings are different than, you know, others. It doesn't really matter. For that matter, we're going to talk about Johnny Depp roasting Amber Heard. The Things newspaper, I really don't know what their leanings are. I didn't do the lookup to see what their political leanings are. It doesn't matter, because what it is commentary on you know, the certain things or whatever. But there's this clip or this video right here that just needs to be played, and I'm sure you've seen it. If you, Mike, I know you have. If you haven't seen it, I don't know where you've been.
Sir, I watched the entire trial.
No, but this little clip that this was made. I watched it again tonight a couple different times at a couple different places. I was watching Flashcast, and he actually played it as well. I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
Objection calls for hearsay. let me ask you a different question, Mr. Depp.
Yes. Let's let him object to another one. He'd had a conversation with Ms. Heard.
Let's move beyond the conversation that Kevin Murphy had with Ms. Heard.
He said, yes, they had. Okay. It appears that Ms. Heard had told...
Hearsay, Your Honor.
Not to fight.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
What she would like for him to cook. That's hearsay, I guess.
Just sure it's offered for the truth of the matter asserted.
He got it.
Okay, all right, well then.
I'm learning. To Ms. Heard that...
I'll move to strike this as hearsay, Your Honor. And I...
Disturbing. Yes, I looked at papers. Maybe they're hearsay papers. So I can read it out of someone's article, but not from the man's mouth.
I think it's a pretty simple yes or no question, which is
You'd like it to be, sir. Nothing simple in this case.
Other than
October is 2 months before December. That's correct.
this was a document that you signed as part of your divorce proceedings, correct?
That's my signature indeed, yeah.
Okay. Mr. Depp, that is your signature on the right, correct?
Yes, it is.
This is a document you signed, right?
For the third time, that is my signature, yes.
And that was a document you signed in August of 2016. Correct?
Is that the same one that I signed 3 times before? Yes,
Yeah.
that's the
Well, I wanted to make clear that you signed that in the summer of 2016.
Could you read that again?
Could you read that again? There's another one that's out there of another person doing this a similar whatever. I was just like, oh my god, this is just freaking hilarious.
That would be the one. Number 5 there.
This one here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There we go. So, Mr. Depp, on September 6th, 2013, you send Miss Heard a text that says, "Thank you for your letter. I love you."
Yes,
Scroll
that's
down.
correct.
She writes, "Thank you for mine." Did I read that right?
You did.
And then you write, "The only reason we go for the throat is love." Did I read that right?
You did.
And then she writes, "My throat is yours. You're going to be the death of me, but I don't care." And then you write, "I have other uses for your throat which do not include injury." I have other uses for your throat which do not include injury.
Sorry, could you read that again?
These are your words, sir, right? I read that right, correct?
You did. When chivalry was still alive and allowed.
Right. And you think you live up to the standards of a Southern gentleman, correct?
I believe I do. I certainly have done my best all my life.
Paul Bettany's a good friend that you've done drugs with, right?
That's a strange question. Paul Bettany is a good friend. Yes.
You've done drugs with him?
Yes, I have.
Cocaine, right?
Cocaine, yes.
Alcohol?
Alcohol, yes.
Pills, including Xanax and Adderall, right?
That I'm not so sure of.
Okay.
Yeah, opioids are bad things.
strange question.
I just want to discuss one thing with you,
Okay.
Ms. Myers.
They,
I mean, that's a strange question. I mean, that's just like they get that. There's just so much that has to do with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Now, again, I was not feeling good. I watched the majority of it with Legal Bites, and I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing. That's why when I'm like, there has to be a good Johnny Depp whatever article out here for me to actually be able to show some videos off of. And this one had so many videos in it. It's
These
amazing.
are definitely the highlights.
Right, definitely. If you hadn't seen any of the Johnny Depp stuff, you go back, and it doesn't matter where you go and watch it. I don't care where you go and watch it. You just go and watch it. It's great content. I mean, we could probably have just done a show at just this and been just fine. Had, some random conversation about it, I suppose. Like I said, I didn't want depth, so only all that's good is solid in my head is these hilarious clips. Well, I can tell I haven't been doing this for a week. Holy shit. I'm sweating. I'm like, oh, that's what happens when I actually get underneath these headphones and these light and whatever else. And you have two big screens sitting out in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah, work back into it. Take it easy and ease yourself in.
And that's exactly what's happening. This is I think, I don't know, I mean, if we can probably go and check out the Daily Mail and see if there's anything else out there that's really interesting, or we can just go and say, did you find anything interesting in the last day that you'd like to bring up?
I mean, this week for me has just been pure laughter at the business world. Netflix took a shit. Disney took a shit.
Oh yeah,
the entire market took a shit because it's woke garbage. And
DeSantis signed that bill or whatever, so that Disney had to take a shit.
Oh yeah, he just smacked them. They thought
Right.
that their corporation was more powerful than a state, and DeSantis proved that at least in the state of Florida, that is untrue.
Yeah.
And the best part of that has been the complete lockdown from Democrats that a multinational, conglomerate lost its tax break. They're screeching that a corporation lost its tax break. And that's what's been so interesting about Democrats over the past few years. They have just completely forgotten who they are. No basis, no principles, just screaming about whatever the latest thing is.
No, right, exactly. That party is not the same party that it was even a few years ago. Oh, looks like I missed a couple things here. Let's see. Oh, Mitchell, this is, hey guys, when did you say this? Is just a few minutes ago? It's 48.
Literally
You
a
feeling
minute ago.
better? Yes, I'm feeling great. I don't know if he's still here or not. 48. It says 48:37, but I've only been on for 34. I'm kind of confused.
That is the time his message was.
But okay. So he was a minute and a half ago.
Correct.
You still with me? Yeah. He says I'm here. How's it going, man? To answer your question, yes, feeling much better. I actually got my voice back today for the most part, and that's why I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's see if we can't do a quick show or whatever, and work out those vocal cords and get something going. Yeah. I was actually able to keep down a meal last night, and I was able to actually eat actual food today, where I was actually, like, seriously went and had like a roasted chicken and some JoJo's from a convenience store, because I'm like, I want some food. That thing was freaking delicious. It's like actual first meal in over in whatever 6 days. It was great. But so we were kind of talking. So we said Netflix. What happened with Netflix?
They had to post earnings, and they lost 200,000 subscribers rather than gain the 2 million they were expecting. And that is, I believe, the first time in their history Netflix has actually lost subscribers for a quarter.
Dang.
So I think what we're seeing is the collapse of woke. People are done with it. Corporations need to either figure it out and replace the staff that are leading them astray, or they're going to go under because their business is no longer valuable to the public.
That's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up.
And I mean, we can see Warner Media may have learned
What's
their
up,
lesson.
expert? He says my voice sounds great. Glad that you're with us. Glad that you're with us. Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, no worries. I was just going to say Warner Media may have learned the lesson. Their new CEO seems to be taking a hatchet to things until they make money.
Oh, sure.
Also,
Yeah,
it's likely... Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, there's one other thing that probably flew under people's radar on the woke front. The former CEO of McDonald's is making a play for Bank of America to start transforming the banking industry back to sanity and away from these ESG scores and other woke politics.
What the expert says, we need to get a movie night. Are you talking about a movie night? What are you trying to do? You want to, like, any on Prime account can actually join a Twitch feed, and you can share a stream that way. Otherwise, you just like privately wanting to do like Discord watch a movie? Is that what's going on? Because now with new regulations on the Discord side, there's possible chance that you can't watch certain things now. It's kind of an interesting. They changed all their stuff. Sorry for our old conversation. No, that's fine. Keep on talking. You guys keep on talking, and you can help me with, with the algorithm or whatever, because my algorithm's all messed up because of somebody clicking on a feed and taking out a Trump rally because they didn't listen to what I had said. They just assumed. But if you didn't catch the very beginning of the show, where I actually said something about it, I played a little video because I'm like, this is what I was doing the second that I got my show back. Because it's a victory for me, no matter what. Every single time. Because it's always just some jackhole that's out there that's not paying attention, and they're going and they're clicking on something, and they're like, I clicked on this, I clicked on it to flag it so that it would take it down because it's a Trump rally. Yeah, expert. He didn't mess it up. It was somebody else. Some jackhole went and actually clicked on the flag, the show, like 10 hours after it had already been posted. It was like 3 or... Yeah, it was like 10 hours or something or whatever, because by the time we had got done doing the show, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and it wasn't flagged until 3:50 in the afternoon. You know, so it was like a good 12 hour when somebody goes and clicks on it, and then that it shut down my whole channel for a whole 24 hours. Yeah, Orange Man, bad. Orange Man, not bad, but, you know, those Vitophiles that are out there, they're just, you know, they're okay. We'll just leave them alone. Ukrainian leaders are desperate to buy UK weapons to help defend against Russia after Crimea invasion, but were turned away by 3 successive prime ministers over fears that they provoke Vladimir Putin, claims former defense minister. So, I mean, this war needs to stop. I'm so sick of it. They need to stop with the way they're actually pointing fingers at each other, because the who's pointing fingers at the wrong person it seems to be. The whole thing is there's something wrong with NATO needing to be part of it. I'm just so done and sick of hearing about it. Yuck. Obama speak the other day?
Oh, did you not hear about Obama's comments on the public experiment?
Oh, no. What the fuck?
Oh, buddy, you have something you're going to just love.
Obama warns of sewage of disinformation from Putin, Bannon. What? We've never been in a war with a country that has a McDonald's.
And we're about to be expert. We're about to be.
Just like just proxy, just, you know, just proxy. Never actually been in it ourselves. Let's see here what's going on. What's this? Oh my god. Okay. I found a clip. It's
we may have found the same one, but just in case not, let me pop it up at private chat.
We'll see what yours is before I go and click on either one of them. Let's see if they're different or if they're the same.
Yeah, but I don't think that standard counts.
Oh, you gave me the whole hour.
Just before we go to war.
That video that you just shared is a whole hour long.
Oh, it is a whole hour. Yeah, no, we may not need that.
No, I'll keep that in mind though, because if I like this clip, I might actually have to go and watch the whole hour. It's Obama, so he kind of talks a little slow. It's kind of fun that he talks a little slow, because then you can go and you can put it at 2-speed, and it actually sounds like he's talking in a normal conversation, like you can with Joe Biden. It works about the same way. Let's see here. I can tell. Share screen. Kind of talks a little weird, but it's all right.
people like Putin, and Steve Bannon for that matter, understand it's not necessary for people to believe this information in order to weaken democratic institutions. You just have to flood a country's public square with enough raw sewage. You just have to raise enough questions, spread enough dirt, plant enough
hardcore projection,
conspiracy
by the way.
theorizing that citizens no longer know what to believe.
This is the Democrats' MO, so they
Once
assume
they
everyone
lose
else
trust
does it.
in their leaders, in mainstream media, in political institutions, in each other, in the possibility of truth, the game's won. Without some standards, implications of this technology,
Good night,
for our
expert.
elections,
You have a
for
good
our
one.
legal system, for our democracy,
Thanks for watching.
rules of evidence, for our entire social order, are frightening and profound. Fortunately, I am convinced that it is possible to preserve the transformative power and promise of the open internet while at least mitigating the worst of its harms. And I believe that those of you in the tech community, soon to be in the tech community,
I mean, we need to
not
ban
just
Obama if we
its
want
corporate
ban
leaders, but
misinformation.
employees at every level,
How many times they lie
have to
about
be
race?
part of the solution. Here's what I think our guiding principle should be. The way I'm going to evaluate any proposal touching on social media and the internet is whether it strengthens or weakens the prospects for a healthy, inclusive democracy.
So his proposal
Whether it
should be
encourages
ruled out by that
robust-
standard, right?
I remember why I voted for him twice. He's so clean and articulate.
Oh, I only voted for him once. I was 18. I'm just blaming it on being a
And
teenager.
respect for our differences. Whether it reinforces rule of law and self-governance. Whether it helps us make collective decisions based on the best available information. And
Obama
whether
isn't
it
advocating
recognizes
for
the
doing
right
any of this. This is just straight out lying. Like this needs to be
and
banned off
dignity
the
of all of our
internet for
citizens.
misinformation, according to what he said.
Whatever
Because
changes
it is
contribute to
lies
that
which
vision,
damage our
I'm for.
democratic institutions by
whatever
telling
erodes that vision, I'm against.
things that confuse people. According to Barack Obama, he should be banned off Twitter.
Yeah, absolutely. I noticed that he actually got removed from Spotify.
Yes.
I found that very interesting. I'm like, oh,
It's because
Go
Spotify sees
Spotify.
the actual numbers and realizes people, as in people that aren't Obama,
Like,
pay more
actual
attention to Joe Rogan than
people.
Barack Obama's crazy racism.
right. Not the ones that are buried, 6 feet under the ground. The actual live ones.
Right, not the Biden voters. Actual people.
Actual people watch Joe Rogan. I mean, not everybody watches Joe Rogan. I mean, I don't seek out Joe Rogan. I really don't. I don't think I've actually watched. I've watched a couple of clips. I have had a couple of clips that I've added to a show, and each time that I've added it to the show or whatever, for whatever reason, it gets flagged. Because it's Joe Rogan. You just don't do Joe Rogan. You can talk about Joe Rogan, but you can't play Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I just appreciate that he has a wide group of people on, right? Many other people wouldn't host Robert Malone, for instance, who was talking about mass formation psychosis during the height of COVID craziness.
That guy.
And
I
frankly-
still have that. I downloaded and recorded that.
I
That
watched
first
maybe
one.
5 out of the over 1,200 episodes, right? And clips out of another few dozen. But that he is reliably delivering that information to the public in depth and without filtering and in extended conversations where experts can really delve into things during the interview is a public service. And I could recognize that even on topics I don't care as much about.
Just reading through this article real quick, just to see if there's anything good. I mean, autocrats like Putin have used these platforms as a strategic weapon against democratic countries that they consider a threat. People like Putin and Steve Bannon, for that matter, understand that it's not necessary for people to believe this information in order to weaken democratic institutions. When he says this stuff, he does.
He's the one who did this. He lied about race for 8 years, using the media to drive wedges in our country. He is the one who spread misinformation from the highest office in the land, which fractured our country by dividing it along racial and gender lines. This, the mess he is describing, is the work of Barack Obama. Anyone who listens to him about the solution is an idiot.
He needs to tell us more of what he did, you know.
Well, you know why they're scared about Elon Musk getting Twitter, right?
Elon Musk doing anything with Twitter and actually taking something over is just hilarious. It's great. I can't wait for it to happen.
Elon Musk and that cabal will gain control of all the messages used in the Arab Spring, which show clear coordination between Arabs and US people, and the ways in which Twitter intentionally influenced the conversation during those revolutions. The same way that they're doing now with Ukraine and US presidential elections. To be blunt, Twitter is deploying tools of war developed in conjunction with the US Department of Defense against the American public. That is what we're seeing with COVID and these attacks on conservatives. An actual deployment of tools of war by Twitter against the US public.
It's like, seriously, like, I hit related articles on the page or whatever just to see where it brings next or whatever, and it's like there's one on Biden saying, Christ, they're going after Mickey Mouse. Well, you know, when you put it that way, I mean, you think about it. You went after what? What all did you go after?
They went after Mickey Mouse. They went after Mickey Mouse. They forced Mickey to become a child groomer.
Well, I was going to get there, but
and now they have the audacity to say that standing up to them is going after quote unquote Mickey Mouse. What blatant lies and disinformation.
I mean, it's
this is Democrats, right? Obama preaching out of one side how they shouldn't do this, and then on the other, these blatant lies about our country. Unacceptable.
Of course, he brings up the over saying gay. He's like, that I don't even want to go there. Oh my God, because that bill, that's everybody saying it says don't say gay.
Well, no,
has nothing to do with that.
Just one level deeper. What does it say about the Democratic Party when they hear you can't talk about sex to 8-year-olds? They think gay people.
Yeah.
What kind of homophobic mindset do you have to when you hear about child molestation, think gay people? These are the biggest bigots in American society right now. That when they hear about a bill to protect children, they think, oh, that might upset gay people. Horrible. Horrible. The fact that we give these people any airtime, any credence as leaders. These are modern Klansmen. This is what the KKK sounded like. All the gays are pedophiles coming for your kids. That is the same mindset they are showing when they see an anti-groomer bill and say it's about gay people. The same hateful mentality.
Right. But it's. I mean, it is, but yet it isn't, because that Democratic Party is not the same. So it not being the same is.
It is. It's like Joe Biden has been racist the entire time.
Oh
and
yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that he's the racist. We all know that he's
racist. Their
racist.
party, right? They dressed up the language, but if you look at the actions, if you look at what concepts they associate, if you look at how they're treating people, the only way you could see an anti-grooming bill and think gay people is if you, in your head, were the kind of homophobe that thought gay people molest children.
This guy.
That kind of thing is very frustrating living in a Democrat community, because it's just such untrue doublespeak. And you see the same thing with race, right? They're like, oh, equity means we can't arrest black people. What they're really saying is black people can't hold themselves to the same standards as whites, Asians, and Mexicans, so we can't treat them the same. That is the same racism they had in the 1960s. The same hateful mentality. No, black people can do the same as anyone else, and they need to hold themselves to the same standard. This is America, we're treating everyone the same. And the fact that this has now become a major point of the Democratic Party really just shows who they always were.
Oh, let's see if I can't. Let's get some points out from this guy. See what he had to. I mean, this thing says it's 24 minutes long. We're not going to watch all 24 minutes, because I'm sure there's enough gaff in it to.
Thank you very much for that introduction. And Mayor Wheeler, thanks for the passport into the city. Being a mayor is the toughest job in American politics. They know where you live, and everything that affects them, they look to you for answers.
Oh my God. He could barely even get the first two sentences out of his mouth before he's stumbling and I have a lisp, or I have a stutter. No, you don't. You're just stupid.
Governor Brown, thank you for welcoming me back to Oregon. And Colonel, I want to thank you and the 142nd Wing of the Red Hawks of Oregon and that Air National Guard for hosting us at the base today. We're making a lot of work for you. I understand that. I also want to thank Oregon's outstanding members of Congress. Ron Wyden. Ron has been a leader in the Senate fighting for clean energy and jobs for a long time. And now he's a chairman of a finance committee, which makes him the king of the Senate. But working to make sure that teachers and firefighters don't pay a higher tax than billionaires, which in many cases they do. We're going to get it done, Ron. We're going to get it done. And Senator Jeff Merkley, a leader on climate and foreign policy, and we've been together, put together this bipartisan infrastructure bill. Jeff was a key leader in getting that done. He made sure he included the money for wildfire prevent and respond to fires like the thousands that burned 500,000 acres, 500,000 acres across Oregon last year. All those major fires that took place since I've been in office with FEMA. I've been in a helicopter from Northern California to these across the northeast, the northwest, and into the state of Idaho. It's just devastating what's happened. What continues to.
He's been in a helicopter and he's flown over all the fires from Northern California all the way up through Idaho. Really? They actually did that for you? They're gonna go fly you, over a fire, and you're gonna, so you could take a look to see how big it was?
That's correct. The people who always talk about climate change went ahead and took a joyride on very polluting vehicles. A whole fleet of them, because it's the president. You gotta take like 8.
Well, yeah, you can't, right? Because he has to have an entourage as well as security for each and every certain person that's in his entourage. So, yeah, there's multiple vehicles.
It was at least 5 planes. We saw them take off from SeaTac. There are 2 helicopters and 3 tilt-rotor aircraft to support the president's travels, none of which are fuel-efficient aircraft.
I mean, I caught something there. He said something about all military vehicles in the near future are all going to be green. There was. Did I catch that right? There was something where he said something.
He definitely said something about an electric tank in the future as part of like the military. And
You're like, you go walk up to it and all you have to do is zap it with a 9-volt. It's done.
I don't think these people understand how basic physics works.
Oh my lord, this is just ridiculous. You know, so I mean, when it comes down to it, when you start thinking about, and I mean, to seriously, literally start thinking about some of the stuff that's actually happening, and you actually be like, I'm losing my train of thought because I'm just, yeah.
You should try to understand the potato too deeply. You'll become the potato.
I just, you see, no, never mind. I'm not even going to say it. We'll just, I might regain my thought, and I'll get back to you on that.
And Congressman Pete DeFazio, chair of the Transportation Committee. Pete's helped ensure that we're going to rebuild the country, and we buy American. We buy American. And look,
you taking pointers from Trump? You're going to start buying American?
Well, yeah, didn't you hear the State of the Union? He gave a mega speech.
Oh, no, I did. Yeah, I did. I did watch this. He did give a freaking mock speech. It was great.
Look.
Look.
With union workers and U.S. Steel, we're going to miss Pete. We're going to miss you, Pete. I don't know. I wish you weren't leaving. And Congressman Earl, where's Earl?
Why is he always looking for people? Why does it matter? It has nothing to do with anything. Hey, Earl, where's Earl? Where are you, man? Oh, there you are, right in front of me.
Hey, Earl, thank you. Earl had me ride here on a bicycle.
With the other 20 people.
But I got a new one. It's really not a little race. Anyway, a critical voice in Congress when it comes to investing in infrastructure. Earl helped bring together labor and business to help get this done. And Congressman Kurt Schrader, he's played a key part in the progress we've made as an about Infrastructure Week. It didn't come for 4 years. Well, I gave you Infrastructure Decade. This is for 10 years.
That weird look that you see on his face, that makes his eye look funny or whatever, is they actually gave him facial, like reconstructive surgery or whatever on his face to actually make it look like him again, because his skin was getting all flabby. You know how you can tell? Because if you look, it's all nice and tight and taut in areas, and other areas of his face are all flabby. Here, watch. Look at his chin in the center. Look at the bags that are just below both. But then when you look up, you see how tight it is from his eye to his ear. And down and through here, it's all tight. And then they screwed them up, and you can see how messed up the side of his face is.
I want my administration to look like America. To look like America, and it does. There are more women in my administration than men. There are more women in positions of consequence.
Like Rachel? Women like Rachel Levine?
There are more African Americans judges that have been appointed than every other president combined has appointed. Folks, I want to thank you all for everything you're doing for the people of Oregon. We're here.
You gotta be kidding. Thank you for what you've done to the state of Oregon. I mean, look at this, what's happened to the state of Oregon. It looks horrible.
Yeah, who thinks the Democrats leadership in Oregon has gone well. Portland's a disaster and has been trending downhill for a decade. The rest of the state hates the Democrats. Who succeeded? Same question for Washington. Seattle is a garbage pile that's been trending downhill for a decade now. Who is succeeding?
Right. Exactly. And then, I mean, you can even seriously, and it's not as bad because some areas are actually really nice. But if you actually go into certain areas of Minneapolis or even St. Paul, oof, you don't even want to look. You just you're like, oh, don't stare, look at anything, just drive straight through and go. You know, and you just like, there's some of these neighborhoods that are, all the way up and down that coast. That left coast is just horrible. That's probably I would have to say that, between looking at pictures from Seattle and Portland and, all the way down through California, LA, whatever, you just see this just disgustingness of what happens from the Democratic Party. They just they want that. They want that because then it's easier to control them. They're like, yeah, we can just give them drugs.
Like they call it the Democrat plantation.
Give them some crack pipes.
We're here today to talk about investments we're making to modernize this airport, and this is an economic engine for the entire region. Though through the bipartisan infrastructure law, we're investing $25 billion.
Portland is no longer a place for artists because it's just a place that you can go and you can do anything else that you want when it comes to doing recreational drugs. You can do anything, and they're not going to come after you for it. They don't care. I'm surprised they haven't built rooms where you can go to get high, and they'll save you from dying like Canada does.
Well, because they're solving problems that don't exist, right? The reason these places look like this is they're run by literal crazy people. They are fighting phantasms that do not exist in reality, and because of that, they just look like crazy people yelling into the void that create bad outcomes, right? They are no different than the bum ranting on the street. Like, that is their governance policy. Fight the things in your imagination rather than deal with reality.
Apparently the Obamas are garbage. It's something that you can't say in chat. It blocks it. And it's a shithole. Cannot be shown because of the verbiage.
To upgrade and modernize American airports out of the money that is over $1 trillion we're spending on infrastructure. Airports all across America are second rate. I used to tell the story that if in fact I dropped you in the middle of the night at an airport in China and an airport in the United States.
No, it's okay, Mitchell. You can, because it just gives me the chance to actually read it and say, well, that's what you can't actually say.
And I want to thank Ron and Jeff, Peter, Earl, Kurt, Suzanne. We can do big things again. We can do anything we want to do.
We can do anything we want to do. And that's what you're freaking doing. You're doing whatever the frick you want to do. Because I just can't wait for these midterms to actually kind of ramp up here, whatever. Give us even more to talk about. I'm sick of listening to this guy already.
Midterms are going to be miserable, but yeah.
They should give us a lot to talk about because every day there'll be somebody that's going to do something, say something.
Yeah, but this is why the talk of censorship is ramping up, because they know that they're going to be destroyed in the midterms if people are even vaguely aware of what's happening. And so they're trying to shut it down before that can happen.
Do you really see him trying to shut stuff down? I mean, I don't really.
I mean, Obama just said they should, right?
I don't see it actually happening, though.
Oh, no, I think that they're losing that battle, but that doesn't mean you can take your eye off the ball.
No, definitely never take your eye off the ball, no matter what you're doing. If you take your eye off the ball, you're gonna get screwed. So you keep on changing. Oh, this is a different percent. I'm like, this can't be true. 54% of Americans think Biden has, not tough enough on Russia as he sends another 800 million. I seen that he sent this money. I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. This guy is ruining everything. Because who's paying for all this stuff? They're like, oh, you know, I mean, I've talked to a couple people. Don't know who else is still that's actually watching this or whatever. There might be somebody sitting over on Twitch watching us or whatever that's not saying anything. If you're over there, come say something. Come hang out with us or whatever. If you say it, I'll actually see it and I'll read it out, and we can have a conversation about what's going on. Can I post a video in your Discord? Yeah, you can do it whatever you'd like, man. If you're so inclined, you could actually go into, I believe you have, there's a link. Let me see here, make sure that you're actually in there. I think I put you in there. Yeah, I put you in there. If you actually look, there's this link that's in there that's the Shtick Show setup. You can click on it. You can come in. You can hold the conversation with us if you want. It's the streets of Philly Zombieland. Streets of Philly Zombie. Sure, that sounds very interesting. Yeah, throw that up in, wherever, like General or something. But if you're inclined to, you can hit that Shtick Show setup or whatever and go hit that link, come in here and spice up the conversation with us a little bit. See if you can't bring the conversation somewhere else, because, obviously I'm getting upset and pissed off, talking about Joe Biden, dumbass.
Yeah, but it's such good dance.
Well, my rants haven't been the best.
I recognize that dope bean lean.
Printer God. I haven't heard from Printer God in forever. For ghosts in chat. You sitting there as ghosts in chat? What? Don't be doing that. Thanks for watching, man. Again, you guys want to spice up the conversation? You guys know where that link is in the show setup. You can join us. We've had quite the conversation, but like I said, I'm getting to the point where the conversation needs to be veered a little bit, because I'm just going to keep on talking about this asshole. Because that's where the freaking newspaper keeps on bringing me. Oh, let's see what this one says. This is Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany says Jen Psaki could cry about 62 million children that do not exist because of Roe v. Wade after she sobbed over Don't Say Gay bills on podcasts. What? Did Jen Psaki cry?
Oh, yeah, she started crying about the Don't Say Gay bill.
Can you find the cry? I'll totally play it.
We'll give it a quick look.
If you can find the cry, I'll totally play the cry, because that's funny. That's funny to me. What's this? Oh, there's a Printer God. Hey, what's up, Printer God? Long time no hear.
Howdy.
What are you up to?
Do they have a clip of her crying? Come on, news channel.
What you been up to?
Oh, you know, I'd been laid up for the last week with a flu, and you know, just kind of getting back at it, stretching out the vocal cords, and I'm like, yeah, let's try a show. Let's see what we can do. So and this is my first show in the last week.
You got that deep gravitas of sickness in your voice.
It's because everything was, you know, from throwing things up or whatever, because I couldn't hold anything down or whatever. So yeah, it was harsh, and long drawn out week of sweating my ass off.
I do have a cool topic if you want.
What do you got? What you got?
So I've been like deep diving into this one car company that's kind of starting to make waves now, and I nerd out on this stuff. So it's an electric car, and I'm sure you've seen it around before, but it's solar charged, like it has solar panels on the car, and typically that wouldn't ever get you anything more than like a mile or two a day in charging.
Right.
But this car company, it's called Aptera, Aptera. They basically engineered the car like from the ground up in a fluid dynamic like modeling software with aerospace engineers, and so the car looks like a jet on wheels, and its drag coefficient is like less than half of any production car, and it can get about 40 miles a day just passively charging in the sun, which is kind of insane. If you want to check it out, I don't know, it's pretty cool.
Do you have a link or something that we can
here
see what this looks like?
And it's like completely like right to repair boarding company. So they're like, yeah, we're gonna give you all the schematics, all the parts, everything. It's under 25. It was like $26,000.
Oh,
pull up a link here.
Interesting. Did it look safe?
It looks safe. Oh, as far as like safety rating and whatnot, they talk
Right.
about that. It from the looks of it, it's actually extremely safe. As far as looking at it, you think, oh, it's a small car, it's gonna get whacked. But these new companies are building.
Mike, hold on. I think I found it. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, I made the mistake. Yes. I love myself when I'm sick. I'm sorry I cut you off, Prince God.
No, you're good.
I love myself when I'm sick because I do certain things and I forget that I did them. I actually downloaded that clip.
I can't find it clipped anymore. It's like disappeared. I found the full
I
nice
have
so I was looking for it. But you
I
should
have
play
it.
that clip if you have it.
I have it. That's what I'm like. It's like a minute and 8 seconds. This is great. I'm glad. I love myself when I'm sick. So I do things and then I forget that I do them. And then, we got to do it this way because I downloaded it. This has been a while since I've done. As you can tell, I'm boomerang through all this. And I'm going to probably not say anything during the video or whatever because you're going to hear an echo of sorts or something, if I'm not mistaken. Every time I do this, what? Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. It's like, oh, what do you want to do? See, I even marked it. Look at that, Saki crying.
Political games and harsh and cruel attempts at laws that we're seeing in some states like Florida, that is not a reflection of the country moving to oppose LGBTQ plus communities. That is not what we see in data. That is not factual, and that is not where things stand. This is a political wedge issue and an attempt to win a culture war. And they're doing that in a way that is harsh and cruel to a community of kids, especially. I'm like gonna get emotional about this issue because it's horrible. But
It's horrible. Look at the look on her face. She's like smiling like she's gonna cry.
But it's like kids who are bullied, and like all these leaders are taking steps to hurt them and hurt their lives and hurt their families. And you look at some of these laws in these states, and it is going after parents who are in loving relationships who have kids. It's completely outrageous. But it is a wedge issue. Sorry. This is an issue that makes me
No, it's okay. We'll both smile while you cry.
completely crazy. But it is an issue that is a political wedge issue. It is not a reflection of where the country is.
My heartstrings are just plucked. The pluckedest of all strings.
Won't somebody think of the groomers? Why is nobody thinking of the groomers?
I swear there's not enough pedophilia going on. There needs to be more. Oh, this lady, I tell you. That is disgusting.
It's absolutely disgusting. The kind of behavior where you have secret conversations with children or try to drive wedges between them and their parents is what I was warned about when I was a tutor. Like, they told us never do this. This is inappropriate. And if you see someone else doing it, report it. These people have lost the plot.
They never had the plot to begin with.
Fair enough.
So, did you ever pick up a picture of what this thing was supposed to be, Printer God?
Oh yeah, I was letting you finish your thing. Here.
Okay. No, yeah, you can go ahead and either share it or throw it somewhere.
Here
All right, Mike.
This is a link to their website. Pop it in the chat here. But their YouTube video is a little bit better because you can see the. Okay, my computer's like really. My keyboard's messing up right now. There's actually like multi-typing keys. That's annoying.
We'll just kind of go to there real fast just to start off. Driven by the sun. Aptera Motors. The car looks ridiculous. I'd love to see what that does in the winter in Minnesota.
See, the thing is, the way that it's made, right? The trike structure with the two in the front and the one in the back, it's extremely stable. All the weights in the front, it's like 65, 35.
It's like those
weight.
tricycle bicycles that are motorcycles or whatever that are out there. They're stabilized.
More so than a car even, because of the weight distribution. And it's actually kind of insane. And the motor it's a hub motor. So inside the wheel itself, it has the motors. So each wheel has its own motor. And
okay.
So it's independent drives. You can do crazy things as long as the software allows it. And they talked about like you can disable traction control if you want and whatnot and do insane donuts. Since all the weight is forward, all the weight is external, and the batteries are actually underneath the seating area where the person sits, and then the back you have like a 7-foot long trunk cabin area thing where you can just lay down and like camp out if you want. This bigger than
it looked like there's a picture or something of people sitting in a tent of sorts or whatever. So this is travel up to 1,000 miles in a single charge, capable of 40 miles of solar powered driving per day.
I want to see those figures.
Well, they lay it out, and it's actually kind of insane. There's been several recent like YouTubers, like Right to Repair and electric vehicle stuff. YouTubers, they've been starting to take it on test drives and talk about the actual detailed specs of everything and how they get that range and how they get it's like 1,000-mile range on one of their cars. It's because it's so freaking efficient that everything in the design is informed by 1, aerodynamics, and 2, weight and range. The car only weighs less than a ton. I think it's like 1.7 1,000 or 1,700 pounds or something along those lines. It's actually kind of
So, if you get into an accident with a semi, you don't have to worry about anything. You're just going to be pulverized.
To be fair, that's in most cars, so that's in most cars.
Well, okay, large pickup trucks.
No, but no, they talk about that the composite design and the way it would absorb force and whatever. It's actually not as tiny as it looks. Like
No, I mean, just look in here or whatever. This is the size of the tent on the back side of that. I mean, it looks like it's a fairly, like the cab is, is about the same size as of a regular car.
Is probably a little bit
doesn't
smaller.
Look too much
but
different.
yeah, it's.
I mean, I'm going off of a picture, so I'm not, They should put it next to an actual car so you can see what the difference in size are.
They do like tour and walk around in that Richard Fields video.
I mean, I'm just very skeptical of the solar charging part of it. I believe it's a very efficient electric car.
They talk about it, and just watch some of the walk-arounds or videos of it, and you can see their
0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. I mean, it's still. I mean, I guess. Yeah, those two look very happy.
I mean, I would too if I was getting paid to model for a photo shoot.
I modeled for a photo shoot once for a technical college, and I actually used the photo. And I believe if I actually walked through the college, you could probably still see my face somewhere.
Hopefully not like an Adam Krigler photo shoot. Did you see that? He was on Ricadas the other night, and he showed his photo shoot that he had. It was him and the guy from 50 Shades of Grey, that actor. Like back when they were younger, they modeled together, I guess, at one of the gigs, and it was a nude photo shoot. There's butts on the cover.
Oh no. No, it was nothing like that. No. Mine was in the school, and I was doing network administration classes at the time, and they needed somebody to actually look like they were putting a cable into wherever. They're like, here, take this Ethernet cable and put it in the back of this router, and I'm like, okay. So I put it in there. They're like, okay, so I want you to do me a favor and grab the cord and like look into the distance like you're trying to read something off of the cord next to it or something. So if you look at the picture, it's just a horrible, horrible picture of me, but of what I'm doing, because you're like, it does not look like he's like actually trying to do anything with the cable that he should be. Looks like he's actually trying to bend it. You don't bend Ethernet cable, He's like, it was the worst picture ever, and I just laughed. But they used it. They used it forever. As I said, I would assume they still use it. I had to sign a piece of paper saying that they could use it, and that I couldn't sue them, right? Claim anything. It might be interesting if I actually become something someday. If they they'd be like, oh hey, we have this picture. Look at here. Anyway, so yeah, everybody should go check out this Aptera thing or whatever, and actually check it out. You might be surprised what's actually in there. I'm sure Mike's gonna do a little bit more research on this in the next 20 minutes and be like, nah. Oh.
I mean, it's not worth arguing about if they don't have hard numbers out.
What do you mean hard numbers as in what?
I'm very skeptical that a solar charge for a day will give you enough
they have functioning prototypes
to do whatever.
They have functioning prototypes, and they do have hard numbers. Like if you watch any of their YouTubes of the car, they have like 4 or 5 prototypes already that do the charging. So basically,
right,
they have
how much charge are they generating? And
I
like,
don't know
is
the
it
tech
only
specs off
in
the
the
top of my
desert?
head.
If you let it sit there for like 16 hours, can you get this amount? I mean, that's the part of it, right? Is very often
their
when you see these
website-
solar numbers, they are super controlled, super fudged, and you find out there's like a giant asterisk on them.
Yeah, no, I get you. And on their website, they have like in different areas of the world, they tell you how much charge you would get on an average day. And I think that the peak is like 45 miles a day, and the lowest is somewhere around 20, like 15 to 20 on average, which is actually still good. And the benefit though is, they have all of their numbers on there. Again, I don't know them off the top of my head, but if you look at their videos, they have tons of videos of their engineers explaining this stuff, and the efficiency of the vehicle itself is what allows them to get such a long charge from the batteries. Like for the same amount of power that would only power a regular vehicle, like 5 or 6 miles a day, it'll power this one from 20 to 40, depending on the area. So, I know it's pretty cool. I've been watching a bunch of their videos and stuff, and not just them, but like reviewers and people. Pretty interesting stuff.
We went to court where the judge said we could either do time or community service.
What? No.
Okay, no, so their own numbers don't make sense to me, right?
Which ones?
Hydro?
Here. They're telling me that I can get 40 miles per day from the sun, but from a 110 volt cord, I can only get 13 miles an hour.
I will have a great day, guys. I guess that's pretty.
But a cord in a single hour can put out more power than the sun will in a day.
Yeah. But it's we're going out of chronological order, so we're actually starting with the latest version of Aptera. So what's Aptera exactly?
It depends on how you're collecting it. But yeah,
it's actually how we
I do have the volume down a little bit because you guys are talking. So.
Based on efficiency, and ended up concluding that hey, aerodynamics are the most important part of that equation. They're actually electric. So all electric. The motors are actually in the wheels. Oh, hub motors. So hub motors. I don't know if you can see the green ring on the inside here, but the motors.
I shared his video because he's like super safe and he doesn't copy flag anybody.
Side of the wheel, and that gives you a lot of great torque and great efficiency at highway speed.
Yeah, anybody that's actually paying attention, watching this, whatever, you should actually go to this guy's channel and actually sub to him as well. He's look like he's trying to do something,
All those things are typically lossy.
just like everybody else.
Right. Any of those things we can eliminate from the system.
That's one thing I don't understand is subs. People should just always sub to everybody.
This is actually the beta version. Okay. We designed this over 9 months ago, but now we're actually seeing the feature later. The one behind it is our alpha version of the vehicle. This is the alpha. We built this.
Do you think you're an alpha?
I mean, do I think? Here you see it's got a very unique shape to it. This is. And you see the side profile.
I mean, it looks different in size than it did on their website.
Right. They put a hump in their back because fish figured out millions of years ago that you have less drag if you put a hump in your back, and you kind of take the high pressure zone in front of your nose and you speed up the fluid as it moves to your tail. So that's why this kind of looks like a fish swimming close to a seafloor. That's what it does. All other vehicles have kind of a flat front end. They create a high pressure zone in front.
Okay, I'm getting 7 miles that you can charge per day.
So we speed up that air.
From what math?
Aptera uses 100 watt hours per mile, a fraction of the energy. Okay, so just taking that figure, 100 watt hours per day. Solar irradiance of 200 watts per square meter times 0.3 efficiency times 12 hours of charging, right? 12 hours of charging is being generous. That gives you 700 watt hours. And so 700 divided by 100 is 7. Right, and so to get 40 at 100, you would need 4 kilowatts of power pulled in per day. And so that's where it wasn't adding up to me, is I wasn't seeing that
I would
gap.
watch their video on it that explains how they can get up to 40 miles of solar charge per day. They actually have a video that explains all that stuff and breaks down the math. But yeah, I get you.
So I mean, just looking at this guy trying to lay inside here, I'm like, no, there's not enough room for me.
And again,
Like, he's a
think about
lot
it, if their
smaller than
claims
I am.
if their claims are accurate, right? The purpose of this car isn't to rival Rivian and be a camper in the off-grid, right? The purpose of this car is to get you back and forth to work for free for $25K. That's their goal with the company, which is...
Oh, it wasn't to go camping?
Okay, but their math makes no sense. Like, sorry, I just looked this up. He's claiming you get 700 watts, which at like reasonable solar panel efficiency, you're looking at like 10 square meters of paneling. What? That's not on top of that car.
There's the video with their guy.
Where's
explaining
is the panels all built into the black or what?
No, it's any areas. I think on the hood they have some on the dashboard, they have some on the roof, and then some on the back on the tail. They even have a version where you can cover up the rear window with panels as well. They're little square panels. If you zoom in, or when they zoom in, they explain it.
We saved like 3% of aerodynamic drag just by having a split window.
What's funny is I watched this first video, right, with him. That is the first time I saw it, and it was like, oh, this dude in his garage, what the heck? And then I actually watched their production videos. This was just them at the back of the facility, and they have a whole, like, it's actually a whole enterprise.
We learned a lot from this in terms of like ergonomics. We wanted to make the interior compartment a percent bigger. We moved the 8-point down 50 millimeters. We moved this out 55 millimeters, using our headroom. We moved the passengers closer to the midline, 20 millimeters each, all in an effort to just have better ergonomics and make it more usable and stuff like that. We lowered the passenger, the storage rear trunk compartment back here by 1.5 inches. And we made the tail 4 inches longer to get better aerodynamics, which is... so this is actually longer than this one? Yeah. Yes. Wow. So a little longer, a little deeper, a little more ergonomic, but the really cool stuff that we did, and hopefully you'll notice...
Thought it said that they actually drove it. Are they going to drive this?
This has a single-sided swing arm like a BMW
or drive one of them?
But this has a
They
dual
do,
trailing
yeah,
link
a little bit later on.
setup where it helps the tire ride really.
Film the whole thing. Jaylen did a video on it too, and a few other places, but
Because you've driven across the U.S. multiple times. You know that.
Look at you.
He's probably got a billion views on it, so we'll watch this guy's instead.
Oh, that's crazy. There he is. What the heck? Spaceship.
I mean,
those are the panels you see on the back on the top there. Those little squares. Each square is a panel.
Yeah, it's like the thing they have in a honeycomb pattern on various parts of the car, right?
Anywhere you go, it's,
Yep.
it's confusion all around.
So the cars have a button here that you'll press that opens the door. This was an earlier prototype that didn't get that, but like I said, the one that's at the expo today has that button. And then
They made
there's
a newer version of this that's black. It actually looks really cool. It's like a black and
This is
orange
very,
interior.
like, complete and put together.
That was, I think, the
Mhm.
idea to get
See.
a good show car to show kind of where we're going.
that would entice me if I had the right colors. Black and orange would be alright.
6 years ago. Or
Futuristic electric
yeah,
bus.
and then it's like took like 6 years to see it.
And they never talk about it again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that video, the second video that I shared, it actually breaks the guy breaks it down in like a minute and a half about how they get to their 40-mile figure with a whiteboard and math and stuff.
Okay, so it's...
That's their video, so that's their promotional material.
Yeah, that's where I got that.
This
700
is
number from.
Terra Motors. I'm gonna subscribe to him right now just because I like to subscribe to things. Everybody should actually check these people out. Let's see, who's this other one that we were just watching now?
That was Rich Rebuilds. He's a huge YouTuber.
Rich Rebuild. Everybody should actually go and subscribe to him. Builds, thank you so much for what you do. I know, like, people like to just, like, go and use people's videos and they don't say anything. They just, you know, they're like, yeah. So, let's see here. AmericaShirtsAreFirst.com. Are you kidding me right now? Yeah, Printer God's alive. What are you doing? Are you alive? You know where to find us. Bring yourself in here. Okay, so
People have asked, how does Aptera get 40 miles per day just from the sun? Well, here's how. First, you have to have a child's version of a sun. The Aptera.
because that way you can teach us new math.
Engineer, not an artist. Solar panels on the Aptera produce about 700 watts peak power. Now, over the period of a day, it'll generate...
Just to be clear, that's the claim I don't believe. That 700 watt number. Straight out don't believe them.
Because you say that the sun only produces...
So the highest it gets is 400 watts per square meter. And solar panels are not 100% efficient. In fact, commercial ones are like 20 to 30%. 30% would be very expensive panels that I don't believe they're using, but I'm going to use that figure. Okay. So that's pushing it up to 2,100 that they need to get, which divided back out that 400, you're going to end up with something like 5 or 6 square meters of solar panels that are required to pull down that 700 watts. And so I simply don't believe that figure is true. But yeah, no, if they made 700 watts and like a reasonable charging cycle, though that's assuming like 6 hours of full solar radiance charging on a 5-meter panel to get that 4,000 kilowatt hour, or sorry, 4 kilowatt hour. But yeah, no, 4 kilowatts then would turn into 40 miles. So like, I believe the math from here on out. It's just, I have a lot of questions about their electrical system and how much power that would really put into your car.
Yeah,
Aptera is
I mean,
so
that's fair,
efficient.
but it's
It only
worth,
uses...
saying what
I mean,
other people have validated
I would
it.
probably buy one anyway if I wanted an electric car, because it seems like a good car in many other ways. I just like have some serious doubts about this until I see independent validation of the charging.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's something that no matter what company's making that claim, whether it be Tesla or a startup like this, you're gonna have to wait until somebody else
Playing this
test
through
drives
without
that.
the sound because I'm assuming I'm going to catch a copyright from the ding, 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 ding that he actually had in the video.
Well, and it partly just puts me on edge because solar power is one of these things that for whatever reason gets all kinds of scam things, right? Like solar roadways never made any sense, and yet that got all
100%.
kinds of funding. So this is closer to solar roadways than Tesla in my mind, but I'm also open to being wrong in the face of like test results from a third party.
Yeah, what gave me a lot of more confidence in this one and makes me optimistic about it is the people that are backing it, like Sandy Munro and those guys that are like actual vehicle designers and actual people who validate things for General Motors and Ford and Tesla and other companies like that.
Yeah, but I could see them funding it just because it's an aerodynamic electric car, and they are correct that aerodynamics is the dominant force in car efficiency, right? So they're
AmericaShirtsAreFirst.com. If you want to shill anything, you got to bring yourself in here to do it.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But from what I've seen from their stuff, as well as from the people who've been interacting with them, it's optimistic, to say the least. Either way,
and
I mean, it's certainly interesting.
Yeah.
See, you can see how long he's been paying attention. He says, "Oh, it's an art show tonight." I mean, you know, everything that we've talked about is very, very artistic, yes. But at the same time, we talked about a lot of different talking about this. It was just because I was sitting there I'm sick of talking about Joe Biden and his stupidity. And I said, anybody that wants to bring themselves in here and change the conversation, they can. And that's what it was changed to. Printer God came in here and brought up this Aptera thing. And it's an actual I kind of find it a little interesting that, you could possibly, for under $26,000 go and drive around this little car that could be a death trap, or could be one of the best things in the world. Because if it's that aerodynamic, if you get smucked or whatever, is it going to actually keep you alive? Because there could be.
Well, that has nothing to do with aerodynamics at that point. That's air splat or not splat. But if you watch their videos, so if you go to their site, their YouTube channel, they have tons of videos on like the structural design, breaking it down like piece by piece, why they made the decisions that they made.
But if it's aerodynamic and light enough where like somebody smucks you from behind, as opposed to like running right over the top of you or whatever, if they smuck you or whatever, is it just gonna because you're so light, you're just gonna bounce off of them and you're gonna,
I mean,
maybe. I mean,
you're still 2,000 pounds, right? You're not a butterfly.
Oh, it said 3,000 pounds. Is that what it said?
It's like 1.7 to 2,000 depending on the model.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's just an interesting design. They're using composite materials for the body, so again, lots of untested things. But we'll see how it plays out. They've just opened up their production facility in California, I think this month. So they're producing, they're going to be rolling cars off the lot, according to their estimates, which we know electric car company estimates are bound in law, and they never waver. But according to their estimates, end of the year. But we'll see. It'll be interesting to see.
Well, as long as it's Bill Gates isn't backing it, it won't be used to sterilize everyone somehow.
Klaus Schwab would like a word with you, Shirts. He feels very insulted by your dismissal.
All hail his name, just for the YouTube sake. All hail his name.
So world government will penetrate your cabinet.
They will penetrate a lot of things. They do like to do that. They're very skilled. You see that CNN Plus failed?
Yes.
That was entertaining to watch. It took a month. And Chris Wall was joining their company to like, yep, nope, we're done.
We're done.
Actually, the statement that it was the guy who, it was Warner, whatever company merged and bought out the company that CNN was a part of. I think Zucker's gone, right? And so they merged two companies, and it's like Warner Media and some other company. And
Discovery,
the guy that's heading,
and I think it's whoever does NASCAR races and a couple things like that is the third partner.
And basically, they came in a month after Disney Plus launched, and they're like, "Yeah, we're canceling this, by the way." And they're like, the people who started up Disney Plus knew that we have our own streaming platform that we're trying to push, and they also knew that this merger was happening.
Sorry, you mean CNN Plus?
Yes, CNN Plus. They knew that the merger was happening. They knew we had our own platform. We told them that we weren't going to want to push this, but they still thought it was going to be a success and that we'd keep it if it was successful. And so they started it anyway. And I don't know how much money they sunk into it, hired a bunch of people, brought on, poached people from all over the place, started it up, and they're like, "No, we're shutting this down, by the way." And they're like, "No, but it's going to work." And they started it up and shut it right back down within a month. Satisfying.
Well, that's because the new CEO was brought in to clean house. So he's just taking a hatchet to junk like that, senior leaders who have failed, a bunch of wasteful staff, all that kind of stuff.
But you know that if they had, subscribed 1 million people in the first month, they might have kept it around for a little bit if it was profitable, and then axed it down the road or merged it at least. Ported it into whatever system that they have, but instead they're just like, no, we're eating the entire thing. So I want to know those sign up numbers.
I've heard it's like 10,000 people I've also heard 40,000, but like 10 to 40,000 is not good for CNN.
Probably the same amount of people who donate to NPR are the people who signed up for that. It's like similar demographic.
I would assume so. I don't know anyone who watches CNN regularly, so.
I don't know anybody that watches NPR regularly either.
I do, but they're all like 50 plus.
And it's all like on the radio on the drive to work. It's never like I'm gonna go sit down and watch my daily NPR on my TV.
And you know, I have to remember, I'm 45, so you know, so you'd think that I'd actually know somebody personally that would actually be. Oh, Jules of Cali, nice to meet you. Welcome to the show. So anyway, don't stop talking, guys. Yeah, keep going. Oh,
It's dead. Forever. You killed it.
it's dead. You killed it. Don't kill it. Keep it going. No, just kidding. We have been going for what, almost 2 hours, hour and 50 minutes. We're almost to that. We're almost to that stage where you could almost say anything we wanted.
Oh man, as soon as we trip across, we should get into the jabby stabby. Really get this channel taken down.
No, come on now. Come on.
So did you hear about the agenda?
Well, you know.
Sorry. We have to clarify here. Do you mean the depopulation agenda, the enslave the world agenda, or the gay agenda?
Yes.
No, the don't say gay agenda. Oh, I mean.
Oh, you see the Corps of Engineers having trouble with the Starship, or not Corps of Engineers, but the FAA keeps delaying the Starship approval to launch from Texas, and so they're halfway through building one in Florida now because they're gonna just piggyback off of their current launch approvals over in Cape Canaveral area. Or not, is it Cape? Yeah, I think it is. But,
yeah.
They're just like, you know what, we're just gonna, because that's where they launched their super heavies from, so they already got the approvals for like that size of rocket or whatever, and so they're just gonna piggyback off their previous approval and bypass the FAA. So that was
AmericaShirtsAreFirst.com. You should bring yourself in here, please.
Shirts is too good for us now, moving up in the world.
Yeah, it's like breaking them sales figures.
Balla.
I know you have something to say. I know you do. You always do. I don't know what you're waiting for. Are you waiting for the 2 hours so that way you can say what you want, or?
Probably.
I shall as soon as possible. There must be something going on in the force or something that's stopping him. Yeah, I got you. Force just isn't aligned for him quite yet. He'll be here soon enough. Did you have anything else that you had want to bring up, Prince God? Are you only talking about that fancy car?
Yeah, no, that was what was on my mind.
That was on your mind? How long has that thing been on your mind?
Since
like
you bought
2
one.
days. No, I haven't
Since you bought one 2 days ago?
No, I am waiting for actual production to start before I decide to buy it. I don't pre-order cars. I'm not in this environment.
Oh, okay.
I think the company can do without my $100 for now. Or maybe wait till V2 if that comes out.
It's like pre-ordering a video game, but way, way worse.
Yeah, except like you're on. Yeah, it's $25,000 video game that hopefully, and I don't need it right now, so.
It may be better than the virtual reality machine.
Possibly.
Because it's actual reality.
I mean, or way worse, because when you crash, then it's for real.
But it's more immersive.
Yeah, but I don't want to be immersed in my arm being in like.
See, we've all put it in this in our head that there's potential of crashing and dying in this thing. So I mean, we're all just like now I'm kind of like, dude, I don't think I even want one.
I do. Superman car looks awesome.
No, they have a black one that's like all blacked out, black interior, orange. Just a bunch of their other videos talk about their beta cars. They made 3 or 4 of them, and they look really nice. I'm not gonna lie, they look really nice. I hope they work out. I hope they succeed and their claims are true. They might not be, but so far, like reputable people have been backing the science and working with them on it. Not just financially, but like actually collaborating on the engineering portion of it, because they're outsourcing, for example, like the interface systems, right? They're outsourcing that to a company that already does interface systems for vehicles. Like the manufacturing, they're onboarding the Monroe Group and some other people to streamline their production.
I guess my concern is they're hyping this like up to 40 miles, right? Asterisk, whatever, so hard that it's going to end up to people being disappointed, when actually, if they just sold it as an electric car that like, hey, you may get some free charge, it would have the opposite, because it actually is a good electric car. Yeah. And the charge would be cool to anyone who got a substantial amount. But by like overselling it, you end up making people disappointed in something they would otherwise be happy with.
Yeah, if they buy it expecting that, but it would be hard to do, because I looked at their whole purchasing thing, because I went through their website, and it says, all right, you buy this model, you get 20 miles a day. You buy, because it has X amount of solar panels on it and this size battery, you get this model, and on peak performance in your location, because you put in your location and it tells you what your average is, you get X amount. So it'll, based on what configuration, it'll tell you what you can expect at peak performance for the charging. Versus
okay, that's good then.
Because he's brought this one up several times. It looks nicer that way. I like that. That's not so bad.
One thing I wish they
straight
would
black
change is I don't like the wing doors like that. I wish they slid out or something, because then if you have to open in a space with a car next to you, like I don't know if that. I guess the wheels already kind of provide a buffer there, but like that would.
Yeah, I guess the question is, are the doors inside the wheels when they're open?
Yeah, otherwise it would be annoying, to say the least, because if you open it up and it's slightly too close and you're bumping another car. They should do what Tesla did with the folding out.
If you look at the article that's up or whatever, you can see where it shows where the door line is, and you can kind of see that fender's in a way. It looks like the fenders are pointed, like totally turned. So you can see the side of the wheel.
Yeah.
You can see how how turned they actually really are. It kind of does make it look like the door would be behind the fender of the wheel well or whatever. So you might not have to worry about other vehicles next to you.
But does that mean your car is just really fat because it has like these 2 wings on the front and you have to find room for them?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I need room for my wings to open.
Well,
I can imagine
right?
them.
Like the back of the hubs there, like side to side, might be fairly wide for a car.
Yeah, that could be. I don't know. I'd have to look at. I really want to see that. I'm gonna look through some videos, see if I can get some comparison shots with that next to another car, because that'd be interesting to see.
Jules of Cali, yes, we're all doing very well. Thank you.
The orcs are invading.
Orcs are invading?
Invaded by orcs, yeah.
The orcs are invading. Why are the orcs invading? Why are you allowing this? You need to step it up.
He's not. He's busy stabbing them. That's why he can't be on the show.
Yeah, they talked about the wheel fenders being very low, and they said in production it's supposed to be the 5 inches above the ground. They said some of the pre-production versions they were just testing out some heights. I'm not sure if that's one of the production versions. It looks really low there.
Those wheel fenders should be destroyed in Illinois with all the potholes in the road.
It's basically a low rider in this config. I'd be sketched out to bring that over like a bump or something, just because of the way the
Yeah, even going over railroad tracks, even you'd be like,
Be interesting to see. Anyway.
I mean, is that? Yeah, I guess we did watch it go down the road. It did look like they actually. I mean, it looks like it's like rubbing on the ground.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this picture. This angle makes it look weird. It might be the angle, and it might be just the incline of the ground there.
I mean, good job, Inside Hook, at taking a stupid ass picture.
I don't know.
Okay, that one doesn't look so bad. It doesn't look like it's so close to the ground in front. What?
But I can still see a bad.
Stupid noises.
I can still see a bad bump, like a just what's it call it, the speed bumps. Like some places have really long or extended speed bumps, and the back end of the wheel well might hit that. But then again, a lot of motorcycles have very similar setups. So
yeah, okay. So when they pause there for a second, you can right here when you actually it throws a stupid screen up. This here, in the right before the back wheel or whatever, that fender alone, you go over that speed bump in the front, you know, just fine, or even wrong, and then you choose: do you back up and screw up the rest of that, or do you go forward and screw up the other one as well?
Yeah, they're gonna have to show some video of that going over some bumps for people to get comfortable with that.
I mean, it feels very future. Like, if I had the money to just buy a car to, like, cruise around desert roads, this would be the correct choice. But my questions are, if I want to take this to, like, anywhere that isn't cleanly paved.
Yeah, I mean, there's not even a leaf on the road.
Oh, there is also
on.
on their site. There is a config for like a larger, beefier tires for.
Okay, so there is
terrain,
like
apparently, yeah. It's like extra to pay it for it, but.
I mean, it just seems like there's a lot going on, like all these screens to see behind you and whatnot. Oh, they have this guy talking.
So let's see, 1,000-mile range, nice black color, of course. It's dropped here, solar roof and dash.
Music.
Let's throw in all the solar panels. Okay. That gives me all of the charging. Or whatever.
You can kind of see. Look at all the rows of solar panels.
Yep. They look pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
that's I couldn't. Every single picture that I had looked at, I'm like, I don't see these solar panels because this just the angles that they're showing them at. You can see you can see the lines.
It gives a cool turtle shell look. I really kind of dig it on the black.
I bet this black is going to be a little bit more popular than anything.
Yeah, so off-road kit is more ground clearance, tougher wheel covers, so you can take it off-roading according to this. Interesting. For $1,000, of course.
You can really see the panels up front now. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 13, 18, 22, 24.
So the config that I would want if I were to buy this, which is why I'm probably not going to buy this for a long time, is $51,200, because it's the full 1,000 miles of range, the three-wheel motor kit instead of the front wheel. So it's a pretty penny. But if their claims were accurate, right, and you get even 30 miles a day in charging, that's basically
instead of doing that, you should buy 2 of these and you can give one to me.
So the thing with they have a referral program. I buy one, then I refer somebody else, or like if I reserve one, I refer somebody else. I get $1,000 off my purchase. You Like basically, you can refer 20 people, you get half off of a $50,000 car.
So give away 20 cars and get a free one. Oh, just kidding.
Basically, spend $100,000.
Yeah,
to get
spend
20.
$100,000. Oh man.
But like that's definitely the design, like using AI and stuff like that to generate designs for, because they're not increasing the range of the battery, right? All they're doing is making the car more efficient, so you're not wasting your energy pushing air out of the way. Which that's every car company should be doing that. Like it makes no sense why we're not already moving in that direction. It shouldn't be a
So
startup.
that gives me a little bit more perspective on the space, because
Yeah, it looks like a small airplane.
He looks like an average, normal, 6 foot tall human being with a belly. I mean, that's the average, really, when you think
I like
about
the
it.
seatbelt.
Seriously, I look so much like this person. But my hair's growing out and I have a big long beard on it. Huh.
This is that modeling job Koolfrogg was telling us about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
He's about to like pull out his
with
business
that
card
terror.
at the end of the video. His ats.
They have to make sure they use the coolest looking dude.
Yeah, why would you buy a car if you can't be a cool dude with a hot girl for it? Like,
of course, it comes with the girl.
What else are cars for?
Comes with the girl. What if I got
now
my
it's
girl
worth
already? I
50
don't need
grand.
another one. Can I treat her like the ones that you treat on
Trade her in
Grand
for half
Theft Auto?
off the next car?
How much for the F Cup upgrade?
Oh, and they made it. They were very clear in their website that it does come with cup holders. Just saying.
It does
Like,
come
it
with
has,
cup
it has
holders.
cup holders in the car, unlike some weird cars that don't. I guess that's important.
Which ones don't?
Apparently, a bunch of like fancy, expensive cars, like Bugatti and those people, will just leave out
Well-
cup holders and stuff for design because they're making it all flow or something, and they just want it to
They're
disrupt
like,
their design.
you
flow.
don't want to. When you got that expensive a car, you're not gonna bring anything in there anyway. You're gonna be like, no.
Basically.
Anyway, can we go to Dairy Queen? No.
Is there
Take your
condoms,
shoes off
Steve?
before you get in. Don't track that dirt in here.
I need you to take your shoes off before you get in, and in the 2 foot of snow. I mean, that's just ridiculous. That's what I want. I'm interested in, like, colder weather. How it would actually hold up to like a typical Minnesota winter.
I mean, I don't think this is a car for harsh winters. I think this is a car for cruising in California. And that's okay. Not everything needs to be for everywhere.
Is there a heating system?
Yeah, no, it has AC.
Well, that's not the same thing as a heating system.
Well, AC doesn't exclusively cool. AC is air conditioning. So like it necessitates in cars. It necessitates the assumption that it also heats.
Well, let's hope.
Tech.
I'm just.
No. It's a heat pump. It works both ways.
What dystopian hell did you pull this thing out of? That's America's Shirts first.
Don't worry, all cars come with places to store your drugs. Like, there
A
is
cubby
nobody
hole?
who doesn't keep
Yes.
their drugs in their car.
There should be a light up top that you should be able to pull the cap off and stick your stuff up there and close it again.
Yeah, that's my
Those-
one complaint with my Ford Escape is it doesn't have any cubby holes. It's weird, but there's no cubby holes. There's like 2 cup holders and then like the side thing that you can lift up with a latch that you can. There's an extra plug in there, but there's no just generic storage in front of you like you'd assume would be. I don't know. It's just really annoying. Super annoying.
That is a weird omission.
Yeah, no, like most cars will have, you know, where it's an automatic vehicle, right? It's not a manual. It's a Ford Escape 2015, just generic ass SUV. And you'd think you'd have the shifter, and then down where the stick shift would typically go in a manual car, all these automatic cars have cubby holes, right? You have your little tray, and this car, instead of putting the shifter up where the like normal automatic shifter goes right next to the steering wheel, it has a shifter in the middle, as if it was a manual, but it's an automatic. And all of that space is like covered up, and there's just the shifter, and it's just like the middle, the console in the middle thing is just covered up with two cup holders, which is really annoying because it doesn't need all that space for a dumb shifter. But anyway.
Yeah, but even like back in the manual days, you usually had one right behind the shifter and the radio panel right there at the bottom, and then another one under the armrest. So
Yeah.
this is just anti-features.
Yep, the only thing it has is one under the armrest, and it's very tiny, basically useless. And then everything else is just covered up. It's really annoying. Yeah. I actually bought a little cubby extender thing that you set on the passenger seat because I never carry passengers because I'm boring, and it's basically what I use to store my junk in.
It's your cubby
That sounds
buddy.
terrible. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I know. I understand not having passengers. I don't. Yeah. Never mind.
Koolfrogg makes his wife stay in the back.
No.
No, I keep my back seats laying down because, again, no, I think my back seats in the car
keep my
have been used
back
4
seats
times
laying
since
down.
I've owned it. So, like, I just keep them down for stuff.
Did you buy O.J. Simpson's Bronco? Mitchell? Says I have a gas guzzling Bronco. Calling the Eagles? What? What are we? What? Why are we calling in the Eagles? What's this?
Confused. Oh, the Bronco? Oh, yeah.
Mitchell.
Is Shirts watching Lord of the Rings? Is that what's happening?
I don't know what he's doing. And I don't know why he would think that. Yeah, I mean, just kidding.
So I'm just trying to fit together orcs and eagles into the same incoherence, and it may as well be Lord of the Rings.
That's why that clock guy was waving at me.
Yeah. It's
Yeah. Exactly. They're like, hey, yeah. No, I understood what you're saying, and I said it the way I said it on purpose. Oh, well, 2 hours, 12 minutes. We might have to just wrap up the show here pretty soon. I ran out of fluids.
That's never good.
Yikes.
Never good. I go play
Okay.
Call of Duty or something.
That's the last of it. So if that's my last drink. And so once I dry out again, we're done. So we did talk about quite a few different things. There's a couple people that are in here that didn't actually see a few things, and I think it's just hilarious. I wish he would actually come in here, but he's something more important. So I was talking about. I got a new clip, and I really like this clip. And this is how I felt after I got my show back after somebody flagged my Trump. We had started the episode as we were going to actually just read the paper, but then we were still talked about the Trump rally. And I want to do another Trump rally, but I'm not going to do it because I'm just like, they're just going to flag me again because that's all they keep on doing is flagging me. That's all you need from it. Is just that. Him dancing. Him dancing. That's all you need. Go ahead. Flag me for it. I don't care. Because you don't know that I did it. Ain't nobody that's going to flag this show because of that. If they did, screw you. They screwed my algorithm already. I'm so sick of it. Anyway, I don't know if America Shirts wants to actually bring himself in here and show his stuff like he always does, or if he just wants to. He can get this conversation going for maybe another half hour, 45 minutes by himself. I know he can. That's more important than coming in here and doing just that little bit of work. We're just gonna air some dead air.
Definitely, it's the best air.
Dead air is best air.
Anyway, I'm gonna dip. I was just gonna hop in and say hey, show you what I was thinking about. But.
No, yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for showing us. I had no clue that was even a thing. So solar-powered vehicles. I mean, it sounds better than a lot of things that the left is trying to push with vehicles. So.
Yeah, no, this thing is just the nerd in me was liking it. It has nothing to do with left or right or whatever. But
no, I use the term because it's easier for you to actually understand what I'm saying as opposed to me trying to say anything else. Because that's pretty much what it is. Different styles of vehicles as opposed to using gasoline. Is typically that's where they come from or whatever. They're like, oh yeah, we got to go with the electric vehicles or these electric vehicles with these big massive batteries because they're so much better for us. But they don't tell you the whole spiel with where lithium mines and where all the other materials to still build the vehicle come from, and the oils that are used for certain things when it comes to like wind turbines and whatnot. I mean, all the stuff that goes along with the left is just hilarious.
Yeah,
to me, this one doesn't seem like it's such a talking point where you'd be like, oh well. And look at that. Look at that. Like I said, there he is. AmericaShirtsFirst.com. What's up?
Oh, this is the best experience I've ever had on a show with America Shirts. This is great. The inputs are fantastic.
Thank you for yes, yep, absolutely. Oh my God, you're so straight on the point.
I think I just saw a microphone plug in.
He's like, wait a minute, what happened here? He's probably just a ranting, thinking that he's coming through or something. Hello?
Earth to shirts. Earth to shirts. Can you hear
Your
us?
microphone is not working. Or...
Well, good game. Appreciate the stop by.
And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and dip. See you later.
All right, sounds good. We'll talk to you later. I'm assuming America Shirts should try bringing himself back in here. Bill Gates got him. Yeah, Bill Gates probably did get him. He's probably like, I needed a little bit more depopulation.
I mean,
No
we
more
could get into
America
the depopulation agenda over on Discord, but I'm not sure that's a YouTube topic.
We're 2 hours and 20 minutes into it. Maybe it can be. I don't know. No, let's not try.
I mean, we could start talking about all the weird doctors I've met that are part of death cults out here in Washington that seem to have associations with the Gates people, but that may be the wrong level here.
Let's see if that worked. Hello?
Hi.
What's up, man?
Well, I finally convinced Gandalf to call in the Eagles and just end it. Because, like, why the hell do we have to have all this fighting when we have Eagles?
Well, because they're not in charge of the Eagles.
What are you trying to share here right away? What is this? Is this safe?
Should be.
I don't know. I hear an awful lot of noises. Not so positive that's safe.
That is his trademark laugh, and we are now infringing on it during this stream.
You know, it's why I stopped as soon as I did. I mean, you get a few seconds sometimes before they decide to flag a stream. Make a search first. You got anything good for us?
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about all the food plants that have caught fire, and weirdly, planes have flown into them and blown up. Like, what the hell? Oh yeah, like 33 of them have blown up all over the freaking country in the past 6 months. That's nice.
Interesting.
This was also covered by Timcast.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Didn't know that. But yes.
Yeah, what do you know?
Well, based on the current trajectory, we could be seeing complete
Food shortages?
Yes, complete food shortages within the fall. Just like straight up. Just gone. Off the shelves. No more. Probably like 2 years maybe. Because what I was listening to somebody talk today. And I mean, even like the dairy cows, for example, like everything they're shutting down grain production. Well, they're shutting down grain production. They're shutting down transporting of grains, and they feed all these cows, including dairy cows, all these grains. And so, you know, from the train, what is the train company called again? Shite. Forget about it. But it's like one of the largest railroad companies, whatever, shutting down or basically cutting back on, you know, deliveries of grains and other different things. And of course, farmers are being told to get rid of their crops and being paid to get rid of their crops. And so you could see shortages here in the fall to the point where and it'll be weird because there'll be an influx of meat for a while and the price will go down because there's so much meat, because that'll be the dairy cows they'll have to slaughter because they can't feed them. Like that, there'll be an influx of beef. There'll be an influx of that probably like late summer or something like that is what I was listening to. And then here in the fall, it'll just be like food hell.
That sounds a little disturbing, to say the least, that we, you know, have to be so concerned over if there's going to be food available because of a production plant, as opposed to, you know, I mean, there's so many people that are so ignorant to the point of where food comes from. They just assume they can go to the store And, watching all these production plants go or whatever, I mean, people are going to have to start learning how to actually either hunt, fish,
because
or
historically
grow
that's been
sustainable
true.
foods.
Like, leaders being this retarded is unusual, right? Empires generally collapse when the leaders are so retarded they no longer can produce food.
Big cities won't last long, Michael. And yeah, they won't last
Right.
long. They will turn into a fiery hellhole. You will have people fighting with each other and shooting people for food and all this crap.
And now you know why I moved to a suburb closer to the farms.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Mitchell. The second that one store doesn't have the food to sell anything, that whole neighborhood is gonna riot because they're gonna. We need food. We need food, and they don't. The ones
We
that
burned
do
it all.
not think about what happened, then all of a sudden they're gonna go to that store and they're gonna be like, "Feed us. Open your store." There's nothing for us to give you. And we'll break in and we'll steal everything that you have. And it's like, there's nothing for you. But they're not going to pay attention to that. They're going to go ahead and they're going to do what they want to do. And they're going to burn that shit down.
Total collapse will be a week. It will be, like, as soon as the food trucks stop, to the end of society will be 1 week. It will be 1 day for people to run out of food at home, 1 day for the stores to go empty, 1 day for them to get sufficiently hungry to do something about that, maybe 2. Where at day 4, they will take to the streets. At that point, there is nothing to be done. Like, they are watching their kids cry at home because their 6-year-old can't eat. They will go ahead and kill whoever they have to fix that, right? Like, people are already on the edge of civilization. They aren't going to sit there and watch their kids starve. They will go fix it. And, like, being the politician in the street yelling about Russia isn't going to be good.
Yeah, you might get tied to a pole and bad things happen.
Yeah, no, like, that will be how the communists die, as they have in many other countries where they also caused food shortages by being incompetent authoritarians.
That's a no to answer the question on the screen from me.
The movie Blindness.
I don't
believe I have.
What we're learning is Mitchell is better cultured than us.
Well, what we're learning is that Mitchell just, he has ways of actually, going into Koolfrogg server and hitting the stick show setup, and he can actually go and he can click on it and he can join the show. That way he can explain to us what this movie Blindness is about. Oh. Only if he wants to.
It says it's a thriller film about a society that suffers an epidemic of blindness. The film is an adaptation of the 1995 novel of the same name by Portuguese author José Saramago, excuse me. I don't know how the hell you pronounce it. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Go hop in my server. You'll see me sitting there. I'll mute myself in here. These two can hold a conversation, and I'll talk you through it.
My concern with all this is that, and I've heard lots of people talk about it, is that what if the government goes off and says, "Oh, well, okay, there's riots. We need to declare like martial law, and then we're gonna have like food, rations and stuff, and like we're gonna, whatever food is left over, you're gonna have a ration card, and that's it. Like if there's any more food that comes past." Oh, I see.
I don't think they have that kind of, how do I put it, credibility. Right, like it's obvious they caused this problem.
Well, right, but at the same time, my thoughts are just like, I mean, what would make them stop to do that? Because it's like the perfect excuse for that kind of a thing.
Well, sure, right? Like the incompetent authoritarians are going to keep being incompetent authoritarians. What I'm saying is when they get out there to start yelling about rations after they were the ones who crashed this by shutting down the economy over restricting food and all that, they're just going to have a rope put around their neck and be thrown off the side of a bridge. Right, like the first person to get out here and be like, I know we turned off oil, I know we banned transporting food, but what you need to do is after several years of our authoritarian crackdowns, give us even more power. They're going to go, yeah, that's great. Someone go get the rope. Like, people
But I mean,
already
will the
aren't
libtards
having
do
masks.
that?
Like, no, they're retarded. But they're going to starve. And like, when their kids get hungry, and like their fucking kids no longer have food, it turns out most of them can wake up their brain a little bit and be like, oh shit, this is bad.
It's road plow.
I was mystified because I didn't hear Koolfrogg's like background white noise, and I thought that the stream was over for a second, and I was like, what the hell?
I thought my hairnet died when it cut out, I'll be honest.
Told you guys I was gonna mute myself for a minute and I'd talk him through it real quick.
The silence was deafening.
So Road Plow was talking about this movie Blindness and asked us if we had seen it. Out. Uh-oh. We
Looks
can't
like
hear
you.
you.
At you.
He's got to turn on this microphone.
See, I have Linux. You probably have Windows, which means Bill Gates has more access to your computer than mine.
Yeah, well, I'm not concerned about what they have access to and what they don't, because, you know, damn well they watch us all. So
Well, this is true. But, you know.
Road Plow, sometimes because of the way things work, you know, if you actually look down below, there's like 5 little dials or whatever. One of them is the microphone, one of them is a camera. If they're on and they're not working, you have to leave and come back. Sometimes you noticed how it worked that way for America's Shirts earlier. He had to actually leave real quick and he came back because he had a microphone issue.
Bing, bong. There you go. Came back.
That's what I'm saying.
Bing, bing, bong.
It could just be simple as just, you know, leaving and coming back if that's the issue.
You know, you gotta go bing and then bong. Bing, bong.
There you go.
Beautiful soldiers, they go bing, bong. Got your cars on the road, you go bing, bing, bong, bong.
Welcome back. Something's still not working for him.
Oi.
So then, when you go into the settings, the very last button that shows a little dial or the gear thing, it gives you options to actually change your audio input. Most likely, your audio input that you're using is the wrong one. Change it to the one that you use most often.
Micro denied. Microsoft?
Micro denied.
Well,
Mega pint?
While we're waiting.
While we're waiting, what do you got here?
It's
we got Hillary.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
That explains it all right there, you know.
Roll plow. I don't know if anything's working for you, man. Usually don't know what's going on.
Oh,
This is
well, you go to like the little
permissions denied.
settings gear thing, you like get like the audio or whatever, and then like there's your audio input output, and there sometimes you have to like switch it up, and then it goes through. I had that problem at one point.
Yeah, see, like mine gives me like 6 or 7 options, and I have to make sure I always choose the right one. And sometimes 2 of them work randomly, depending on what I'm doing.
Well, okay. Don't
No,
be
right.
too
That's what I'm saying. It's
fancy on this
freaking ridiculous. No, like each one of my cameras, if I actually had an issue where my main microphone went out, I could turn on a camera, and it would actually pick up audio off of that.
Oh, it's probably god awful, right? Camera.
Probably, but I've used it before I actually had the microphone set up, and
Like,
I could just talk into the room, and just the other person on the other end was more than happy to have the conversation with me or whatever, and we, I mean, probably had a good hour-long conversation with no audio issues. So they're decent. I just don't know why. You know what will
that
happen?
person just likes you.
I need 1,000 subs, and I'll think about turning on that camera.
All right, Mitchell, make it happen. Oh, he left. I scared him. Actually, no. Hillary probably scared him. That's what the hell scared him. She scares me too, but I still have to worship her.
There was a might with that 1,000. It might have to be a lot more than that. And it's road plow. Shh. Don't everybody talk at once. I need a good gaff of Joe Biden whispering. Like multiple whispers.
Please now.
I'm gonna take all these little clips that I play at the beginning, and I'm gonna put them into a folder, and I'm gonna hit the record button on like Streamlabs or whatever, and allow it to record all of them as it's going through or whatever. And like I'll rename them all like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that way it plays them in a particular order, and just record them all, and then put all of them on one, so that way you don't get that weird glitch in between that it flashes the screen of us sitting in the room. And yeah, I want one of those of like a bunch of whispering. There has to be a good one out there. I just haven't found it. Or haven't done the legwork of actually finding a bunch of Biden whispering. Oh, well, I think I have to use Google Chrome, LOL. Well, sometimes the best to do is just use the such thing as Google Chrome, because it's just the way it is. That's the way the world runs. Either you're Apple or you're Google. Which way you want it?
Or you're Linux.
Wow. You could be talking about Mountain Time,
Bill Gates
something that doesn't exist. People that run stuff off of Linux. Oh.
Hello, I'm Australian.
That was a horrible
Please
Australian
believe
accent.
me.
Good day, mate.
You thought mine was bad?
That
shrimp on the barbie.
That typical American.
Oh, I wasn't trying to do good. I was like trying to.
No, I know. That's. It just made me laugh though, because I'm like, oh yeah, that's the typical American trying to sound like they're Australian. Shrimp on the barbie.
Oh boy.
Laughing at disappointed shirts.
Oh boy. What's wrong, shirts? So that's all you had about these 33. How many? What are these factories producing in particular?
Potatoes. They're processing potatoes. They're processing meat. Many of them are meat processors. What else?
Easier to push vegetarian style.
What was the other one? I think there's like
But that
wheat, of
stuff's good for
course, grains. Yeah, like all this foodie stuff. And of course, again, right? Like they're killing all of the chickens because they stuck a swab up their nose or their rear, and they were like, "Oh my God, we found coof," and then they just slaughter them all en masse, all over the freaking place.
Yeah, no, this is their like kill the whatever bugs moment, and it's going to end the same way it did in China.
Oh, you mean with yeah.
Or kill the birds, sorry.
Let's see if that worked. Welcome back, Road Plow. What was that?
Test.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh, I heard it test.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I had to go to Google Chrome. For some reason, the regular browser won't work.
Like what? Internet Explorer?
Yeah, it wouldn't work. I had to use Google Chrome. There's an echo for me. What do I do? Oh, is it because I'm in Discord?
Just mute your stream on the YouTube side.
So here's this creepy old bastard.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Perfect timing.
Why do you have to come out here?
So he awoke from his nap, of course, and as he normally does, he tries to touch little children that he sees and acts all creepy and weird. So here we go.
We now have windmills that the blades in those windmills 102 yards long. Hear me? 102 yards long. They can be placed way out in the ocean. And and by the way, I made it clear to my friends up in Nantucket in that area, I don't want to hear any more about you don't like looking at them. Pretty.
President Biden,
Seriously,
there in Seattle.
Oh my God.
They're pretty.
It's so hard to watch. It's so rough.
He said they're pretty.
I don't know why they let this mental patient be like fake president. It's very embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing.
Because they have to have the fool, fraud, freak who stands in front, and then when the crap hits the fan here this fall, like I was talking about, it's like, oh my God, it's Biden. He's so incompetent. Da 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 da. And then like he gets, they're trying to throw all the blame for all the shit on him, and then the globalists come in as the saviors and be like, oh look, see, we love you. We're going to provide all these lovely things for you, and we're going to, see the food went wacky because your constitution doesn't work and whatever, and your governments don't work. So like we have to take control of everything. You see, and like stick chips in you and shit, like and have a global cryptocurrency and a global government. Remember, right?
I mean, this is why they're dead men walking, right? Like this shit has gone too far. There's no more like dealing with them or trying to be reasonable or trying to come together to build a society. Our visions are incompatible. They've refused for decades. It just needs to be fixed.
But this is why Biden can't stay, though. Like he has to go.
I mean, I don't think they
at the
realize
end of
their
this year.
wagons are hitched to him now, right? Like they threw in their lot with this Democrat crazy racist shit. This is now their bed. They get to sleep in it all together with Creepo Biden. Obama, Harris, like all those people trying to throw Biden under the bus. Like, no, we know that you're the ones who put Grandpa up to this. You are permanently hitched to this. Like the tech companies, the banks, the rest of the Democrat establishment, you are the ones who made this happen. Biden is just Grandpa you stole out of a nursing home. right? Like, this isn't his fault. He didn't lead this plan. Nobody in the world believes he's in charge of this. This is their bed.
Well, I don't disagree, but at the same time, I'm not necessarily saying that, they have to get rid of him politically. I meant, like, literally from the face of the earth. If you get what I'm saying.
Oh, he'll go soon enough. I mean, I understand that there's certain things that have happened, or some adrenochrome stuff or whatever that they've done, but at the same time, eventually something's going to happen to this man.
Well, so they don't realize that this is still their bed, though, right? Like, they own this entire mess. From the riots in 2020 to the authoritarian measures from COVID to the impacts of it now. Like, never, ever, ever.
I live in the cities. I mean, I get it.
Democrats, authoritarians, big tech, finance.
Yeah.
But I've said it 1,000,001 times. All Kamala Harris has to do is just trip him down a flight of stairs and go, whoops, and then it's just over. Like, we don't have to have anything really fancy. It's just like, 4 stairs. Like, has to be just 4 stairs, and he just like falls on his head. It's like, oh well.
I love it.
I mean, he fell up the stairs pretty well himself. I mean, falling down the stairs. Oh God. I mean,
Oh, I mean, Harris wouldn't even make it home that day. They'd never let her be president. I'd rather have Pelosi.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's 3rd place after Harris. Welcome to that reality.
Build back better.
You might as well just
scrub.
Invite in Putin. I mean, why not? That sounds safer to me than.
Okay, so let's
Koolfrogg,
start betting.
Do you want us all to die at this point? Like,
How many months until the media admits Putin won this war?
How many months?
Yeah,
I don't think they'll ever admit it.
No.
Well, no, but like they have to, right? Petrodollar completely fucked. Saudi Arabia not taking our phone calls. 1/3 of our coalition at the UN voted against us the 2nd time. Like, neo-Nazis, we just built a whole like modern Taliban, right? Armed them with NLAWs and stuff.
They'll just come up with a distraction to veer away from everything that's going down.
Well, so the problem is that's what killed CNN, because Russell Brand and Jimmy Dore are now more credible news agencies than CNN.
Yep.
Yes, and Crush Wallace and all of his, followers who just decided to move from Fox News over to CNN Plus. We're going to be so wonderful.
Bye, Felicia.
We're going to have all these interviews and everything. It's going to be so great. It's going to be so wonderful. I'm Chris Wallace.
He's had it rough, hasn't he?
I'm Chris Wallace, and I'm very unemployed.
Oh, fuck.
Go to hell.
Oh, wait.
Folks, that's AmericaShirtsOurFirst.com.
Hell
It is
yeah.
indeed.
Remember, blame him, not us.
Hey, I'm going with the Rumble channel here. Like, you all are like. I think Rumble's gonna get rid of me.
I think you should, start promoting somebody else's channel on your Rumble channel and just be like, everybody should go follow me here, or because that's where we find you as well. Oh,
I do.
I know you do. I just don't watch your show because you got enough people watching it.
Rags.
Well, thanks.
I have seen this like new trend, I think, that's going on. I don't know, maybe you guys know more about it than I do, but with the YouTubers will post just like an ad on YouTube and direct them straight to their Rumble videos. I've noticed a lot of that going on.
Ooh. I have not noticed such things.
It's like with the section to where it's kind of like a TikTok thing with YouTube now, and they just post their shorts, I guess it's called. I've noticed that when they'll post their short of their YouTube or video or whatever, you click on it and it takes you straight to Rumble. I know Salty
Oh.
Crackers made the move over there, and I think he does that kind of, but he actually does his live stream or whatever and then moves over. But people are using them shorts to just post their video of Rumble. You click on that, you immediately go to Rumble, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, take advantage of it. It's awesome.
Yes.
So, we did kind of ask you before, but you were unable to answer. So, this movie, you said Blindness, right?
Yeah.
Is this the Julianne Moore and Mark Ruffalo movie?
Yeah, I don't know if
Okay.
you guys
Mark
have ever seen
Ruffalo.
Children of Man. Have you guys seen that? Children of Men, I think it is. Have you guys seen that one? It's made by the same guy.
Made by the same guy. So, the director, Fernando, whatever, or the writer?
A dystopian action thriller film co-written by Alfonso Cuarón or whatever the hell.
Children of Men? Is that what you're...
Yes.
Okay, yep.
1992 novel based upon it. It was called, of course, The Children of Men.
Yep, that one is to where the population can no longer produce children. So they go through the generations of... It takes place towards the end of it to where mankind is like pretty much just... There's only one generation of people left. People that do have children have like engineered them to where they are keeping them like youthfully young, even though it's making them sick. But towards the end of the movie, you find out that there's one woman that's pregnant, and this guy's trying to get... There's wars and all kinds of stuff going on, and he's trying to get this one woman to safety so she can have this child. She'd be the first child born in like 50 years or something. And it kind of goes through the whole thing of how society breaks down. Well, blindness is the same way, but everybody gets a virus to where they go blind, and it takes place in a prison to where they were kind of like quarantining them all at the beginning. So they put all these people in there, and this
Give
one
them
woman
all
was
the
immune.
virus,
Yeah,
then we quarantine them.
she was immune, but she went in there. She acted like she was blind so she could go in there with her husband, and it takes place within the entire prison. Towards the end, they actually get out of it, and society is totally broken down. I don't want to tell you all of it because his movies end really good. So I mean, I don't want to tell you the ending because the endings are the fucking best.
Oh, the Children of Men movie says takes place in the year 2027. Oh, and this is interesting. It says in 2027. This is IMDb. It says in a chaotic world in which women have somehow become infertile. Gee, somehow. Well, I mean, at first we've got populations, and now the world today is 6.8 billion people. That's set it up to about 7 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
So this, I'm looking at the IMDb of blindness, like I have been, and when I look at this, it's
There's no Bill Gates in this universe.
It's a 2008 movie, and it says a city is ravaged by an epidemic of instant white blindness. Is it like why does it say white blindness?
I think it's like when they see white instead of like blackness. You see white.
So we're racist.
Oh, racist.
I don't know.
Jeez,
I don't know. Have
man.
you guys seen the movie The Road? Have you guys seen that one? I think that one.
You watch an awful lot of movies.
I do.
Holy
I'm a
crap,
movie guy.
man.
I love. I'm pretty sure he makes The Road as well. That one is actually a really good one. It's where it's the breakdown of society and people have to eat each other to
The
survive.
Road or just Road?
The Road. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check.
Post-apocalyptic novel. And there's the film directed by John Hillcoat. Dangerous post-apocalyptic world, and
2009.
ailing father defends his son as they slowly travel to the sea.
Robert Duvall. Charlize Theron.
Oh, these are 3 movies you guys should watch. They're really good.
So yeah, we've got Bill Gates' depopulation. We've got Fauci, and of course, Bill Gates and Fauci. Of course, they have meetings to sit on the same board with each other.
Cooking up the viruses in the labs. We got the viruses to hop from one mink to the other, and they died in 20 seconds. It was so beautiful.
Oh,
Well, the great thing about these movies.
Oh, and he
is
literally
what-
said that, by the way. That's a quote. Like he talked about that on stage. Fauci did. He's like,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
like we got one of these things to transfer from one mink to another mink. That mink sneezed, it died, and then like 30 seconds later, that other mink
See, I wouldn't be able
died,
to
and it was
watch
just
this
amazing.
one.
Which
This
one?
last one, the road.
It's
No.
rough. The road is
I
the
wouldn't be able
roughest
to
out
do
of the
it.
3. It's pretty bad. It's
Disturbing images with violence and language and suicide contemplations and cannibalisms and
yeah.
no,
It's the roughest out of the 3.
just no. It'd be like me trying to watch Hostel. It doesn't work.
Well, it's different than
You know.
Hostel. It's not like
No,
gruesome
I'm
like
just-
that. It's the scenes are really they're very structured on what happens at each
There's
moment.
varied levels of gruesomeness, and when it comes down to suicide and cannibalism, that's just disgusting. I don't want to watch
It's
that.
not only that. It's like the implications of what people will do in the situations that they're in is gruesome. I mean, what they have planned for his son. These people that, it's just horrible. And what he does,
I think
what
this
he
is
has
what
to
the
do with
globalists have
his.
plans for us.
Oh yeah, this is what I mean when
think
shit
this
goes south. None of these titles and all this kind of shit is going to mean anything. All this woke stuff, it means absolutely nothing when it boils down to a really bad situation.
How to see?
Well, the
Try to
lefties
see
can
too
eat
bad.
each other in their hellhole cities, while the rest of us can, eat food that actually can grow food.
You guys got to keep talking for a minute. I'm gonna have to get up.
Oh,
I know that this second time that I've been in one of these chats, is there actually a push to talk button I can switch to instead of open? Or is that how you guys do it? You guys do push to talk or just open?
I keep it open mostly, but if you have the window up, you can press the M key to mute, and so you can turn it off and on, similar to push to talk that way.
Oh, okay, and it would be the M key would do that?
Yep.
So I'll test. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, awesome. Okay, good deal.
But yes, there are all kinds of dystopian nightmare movies that they release, and of course, we all know this is just predictive programming.
Oh, absolutely.
Bullshit.
What I like
From-
about the 3 movies that I just mentioned is the timeline not the timeline, but the time that they were made. They were kind of made before we were going through any of this like crazy shit that we're going through now. So you watch these movies and go, "Oh my God, that can happen tomorrow."
And then it never really does, and because everything moves so quickly, and then of course oh well, okay, well it's just a movie then, right? But it's programmed in your mind, all these different like what they want to do, or what they want you to understand about what they'd like to do, and some of it is just bragging, like, hey, we would love for this to happen. Let's make a movie.
Oh, That's cold. Numb.
I did watch that movie. I
Yeah,
don't know. I think I invited you
Oh.
guys to it, but I did watch that movie X. It's totally
X.
separate from these three movies that I was just talking about. It's just a gore flick, but it is so freaking good, guys. If you get the opportunity to watch it, man, it's so good.
X? The hell? What is this? It was made this year?
Yes. Yep. It was just made this year. Just released. Actually, if you rent it now, it's too expensive. I would wait for it to actually come out for, you know, it costs $20 now to rent it.
I mean, seriously, not gonna lie to you, I stopped watching movies in like 2009. I mean,
Well, the last movie
everything
that
that
I
was
went
being
to
produced was shit.
It's garbage. I mean, the last movie that I went to the theaters and seen
Just-
was Alien Covenant. That's the last time I've been to the
See, I
movie
would do
theaters.
that. Yeah.
That's been a long time ago. My God, I was just like, what the freak?
I think the last one I saw was one of the Marvel ones, like the second part of the two-part finale thing. Was it Infinity
haven't
Wars
watched-
or Endgame or whatever?
Yeah, I haven't watched any of the Marvel movies. I mean, I take that back. I go back to the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire and the first Hulk movie. I've watched those, but when it became like the universe stuff, I never watched them. I haven't seen any of them. I know that's unpopular, but yeah, I haven't watched any of that.
You know, and I'm trying to think. I'm like, what was the last movie that I actually watched? Like,
And
I
then-
actually went to a movie theater and actually watched. And like, seriously, I'm like,
yeah.
Like, when was this? Oh, okay, wait. Oh, that was 9 years ago. I would have
Yeah, I was gonna
taken.
say, Endgame's like 8 years or 4 years ago now.
I would
It
have
was
taken no. I
2018.
would have taken a 2-year-old to a movie theater to watch a cartoon because there was nothing that I was interested in.
Right. Yeah.
And that was my daughter, who's now 11, 12, whatever.
The last movie that I've seen in a theater was oh my God, what was the last time? I went to go see, because I'm a sadist to myself at times, The Force Awakens.
It was Sing. That was the last movie that I seen in the theater.
Oh, okay. Oh shit.
I believe that's the one that it was. So I mean, when you think about it, you're like, yeah, that's a long freaking time ago.
I think we just struck an interesting topic. I mean, we have not been to the theaters in a while.
Oh no, I take
It's
it back.
crazy.
I actually went to the theater after that for one of the Japanese ones, but I haven't seen an American produced movie
it
in a
wasn't
long
that
time.
movie.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe
what was it?
It was one of the Miyazaki films. They were like doing a series of them that had a couple showings just before the COVID lockdowns.
Okay. Yeah, I gotcha. Okay.
And so, the special one night whatever of
Right,
Miyazaki's thing, I was like, well, this is a good movie. I'll see that.
Now, I have seen the new movie. Now, I didn't go watch this in a theater because I think what was it? The only theaters that they released it in was like IMAX or something.
Okay.
But Dune is what it was called. The new movie Dune.
Dune's a solid movie, man. That's a good flick. That
was Dune. It was the most fantastic film that I've seen.
Sounds
in
like a
very
pile
long
of
time.
shit.
So good. Have you seen the first rendition of it?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Did you
80s
read
movie?
the book
Yeah.
first?
Yeah.
Have
Yeah,
you seen the
because
miniseries?
I've seen a couple bits and pieces of the miniseries. I haven't seen all of it.
I was a big fan of the miniseries.
The only thing I didn't like about the new Dune movie is the whole poison dart scene, because I think it's really weird because in the original movie they used that entire scene to set the precedent for that character, like with his abilities and everything, or I don't know a lot of the names of all of it, but with the new movie they kind of made that scene really short and cut out a lot of stuff, and then they switched it to where when he's flying in that spaceship in the desert and all that storm is going on, that's when he kind of comes to the reality of what he is. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but that's the
Oh,
one thing I did not
that's
like
a really
about it.
bad change because
It was horrible change.
in the book, like the reason he has those skills is he was raised by his very talented mother since a child to like be that way.
Yeah.
Along with like the military training. And to have it just be like, oh, you awaken superpowers in emergency, like that's bad writing. I wish they would stop.
Yeah, it was really, that scene was really horrible because they just made it so short, and it wasn't, I mean, the movie itself was fucking awesome though. I mean, for everything to be as woke as it is right now and just movies to suck left and right, that movie was actually pretty good.
Okay, I might check it out.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
usually
Oh,
just
you
wait
have you
until
not seen
someone-
the new one?
No, I haven't.
It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
part one.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah,
have a part two that's
yeah,
coming
part
out.
two's
I don't
coming.
know when.
Yeah, they cut this one into 2 parts to where
Maybe
the
that's
And
what
I'm
it was.
glad
I'd
they
heard
did
about
that.
it, and then I wanted to wait until part 2 came out and see if it was also good, because I only want to see them together. I don't want to get like halfway through the story and then hear part 2 was bad and not see the ending.
Oh yeah, well in this one his sister isn't even grown up yet. She's just like, I don't even think she's born yet. I can't remember now. She's born at the end or
His
not.
mother's pregnant.
Yeah, she's pregnant, but I don't think she's born. So I was watching it with a friend that's never seen the first one, and I'm like, oh my god, wait till his sister is like gets a little older. Oh my god, it's gonna be so freaking good when she. Oh my god, I can't wait. But
See, in the original movie from the 80s, what they did was they tried to like shove everything into like an hour and what is it, like 2 hours or whatever.
yeah,
And it just didn't work because there's just so much to this story.
Well, that's
so
why
much.
the miniseries was really good. It was like 8 one-hour episodes, and so it gave them enough time to like tell it part by part.
well that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to go back and watch the miniseries.
But anyways, I feel like we've left Koolfrogg all alone.
No.
Oh,
No, you guys are fun. My throat's past.
There's no one here to find me.
You get me running on movies though, and I won't stop. Damn it.
Well, you know,
You got to cut me off. there,
everybody's got their
Koolfrogg.
own thing. It's fine.
Yeah.
But at first, don't stop till you get enough.
That's what we really are here for, the shirts karaoke.
I'm telling you, I'm loving it.
Who sings the song?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, you should keep it that way.
Oh,
Well, he can't right
I mean,
now, so
well,
sorry.
No, I mean, I get it. You know,
God,
you can
so
get your voices.
disrespectful.
You can get your voices high as his. There's very few men that can actually do that. So you know.
got to do a tuck if you want to get that high voice. I don't know
makes
where
me
that
wonder
came from.
sometimes.
I have no idea why I just said that.
So you give people an open microphone and all kinds of stuff just happens.
Yeah.
And American Shirts is
You
like,
gotta
fine.
stop me.
Did y'all hear about Joe Biden, the Easter Bunny?
Oh my
Yes.
god, isn't that
We
freaky?
went
Okay,
through
so
this.
my question with that, okay, you guys may be able to answer this for me. My question is, like, I seen all that video, right? The rabbit kind of directs him in which direction to walk, and he kind of just walks in this direction. I don't know if you've seen that part to where the rabbit pats him on the back and kind of pushes him in a direction to go. And I'm like, who was in that fucking rabbit suit? Like some
Okay, hold
undercover
on.
agent?
So-
Stafford.
His
A
nurse.
Stafford.
Did I close
Oh,
that?
yeah, well, yes.
Did you guys notice that part or no?
Yeah, no, it like
his whole
comes, waves
facial
in his
expression
face,
is like
but then
very
it like
bizarre.
has to guide him away from the fence a second time. And he just
Did
looks
you-
kind of confused about what to do.
Yeah, he looks like he's scared to death of that fucking
Was that the
rabbit.
first link that you sent me, Mike?
Yeah, I think so.
What,
Yeah, that's what
what
I
was
was
really strange to me, his facial expression, all that. Yeah, I get that. I mean, he's dazed and confused as usual. But it was the way that the rabbit kind of directed him on which way to go, and he kind of just blankly walked in that direction that he was pushed, like he knows the routine. I was like, that's fucking weird. I don't know if you
Well,
guys
because
noticed
he's
that or
a
not.
mental patient that like doesn't quite understand what's happening, but is used to being pushed around by nurses. Right?
Yeah,
you see
exactly.
the same thing in like the home my grandma's in.
But everything that I watch about it, nobody really points that out, and I was just like, did anybody notice that? I'm sure they did.
I mean, the rest of the world has. Like, as we were saying earlier, this is why Poon feels so comfortable invading. He's just like, look at this guy. He's going to tell me no? Yeah, fuck him.
The Easter Bunny tells me which way to
Earlier
go.
tonight, we started off the episode with, we were talking about Trump rally. And the article from the Daily Mail that was talking about the Trump rally, because I wanted to do another Trump rally, but then I'm like, I'm already shadow banned. There's just somebody will reflag me and I'll get another day or whatever. I don't want another day.
That's weird. Do you get notifications on who actually does that to you?
No. Okay. No, you don't. Nobody does. That's the rough one. But either way, so then first thing it says, Trump says blah 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 about Easter Bunny or whatever, and I'm like, that's funny. So then we went and we found the video and we played it. This one, this one. Got to make sure that I'm actually sharing it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, here it is.
Stopping President Biden from answering reporters' questions. Hey, good morning, Ashley.
Yeah.
I love this, but you take us
Well,
through
no,
what
but then he goes back to the fence.
It's just a
and they
great
come
visual,
up.
isn't it? Do this again. The Easter Bunny caught stopping President Biden from answering
This
reporters'
isn't even the
questions.
video I seen.
Hey, good morning, Ashley. I
That's
love this, but
strange.
you take us
Okay,
through
so
what
this
happened. Go
was
ahead.
noticed. Okay.
Oh yeah, very well noticed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's already blatantly seen, but this isn't the
This
video
is so
I
well
watched.
noticed that I didn't know it
this was
until
up there with
tonight
shaking
when I was
hands
sitting
with
like,
the
what?
air.
Right?
And then, of course, like the dead flowers drooping all over, like the tulips are all dead and they're like drooping. Well, I don't know if they're dead yet, but they're going to be. And like they're all just like drooping all over.
Is the bunny a girl or is the bunny
Caught
trans?
stopping President Biden
That's
from
probably a
answering
tranny.
reporters' questions.
Look at
Hey,
the
good morning,
makeup.
Ashley.
Yeah,
I love this, but
directing him on
take
which
us
way
through
to
what happened.
go.
ahead.
Right.
Well, no, but then he gets
bizarre.
off and goes back to the
Look, they
fence.
must have
He
some
says, I
sort of
can't
code
remember,
name
and they
among
guide
all
him
the
again.
handlers
And they
when
says,
Joe
that's
Biden
right.
decides to go walk
Like,
about
read what his mouth
and
is
answer
saying.
questions from reporters. The eagle has left the nest. I repeat. Take a listen to this or watch this.
That's so weird. Oh, this is the one I seen right here. This is what I seen. Oh, is that the same angle but just a different view?
Yeah. Over this
It's the
way,
same
Mr.
thing.
Yeah, that
President.
one's from the
Oh,
crowd.
Okay.
Enthusiastically, as you
Different
can see,
angle, same
waving
view,
its stuffed
whatever.
paws and ushering the president away, apparently because he was needed to kick off another round of egg rolling competition by blowing a whistle. By the way, Megan Hayes, the administration's director of message planning, there she is. There's the reveal with POTUS and FLOTUS. There is the giant
Oh,
bunny
so
that
she was the
saved
one under the
President Biden's
thing?
bacon.
Costume?
She's like, "Hey, dumb bastard."
Okay, so who is
Get over
this
here.
woman that's in the costume, guys?
This-
Communications staff.
That's Jill.
No,
Oh.
Jill's the one in the dress. the non-bunny dress.
Oh no! What a shit show! I mean, oh my god, Koolfrogg. What the freak?
Jill's the one in the curtain.
Yes, correct. Jill is posing as furniture. I'm pretty sure that is also what my grandma's couch looks like at the home. So
It's like an episode of fucking Golden Girls right here. Look at that. Oh my god.
Thank
How
you
this
for
shit was
being a
allowed to happen.
friend.
Do 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 do.
Oh my god. What a shit show.
Right. We started off the show with it, and we'll continue to talk about it because it's so funny.
How
that he
embarrassing
actually-
that this photo was taken inside of our White House.
Right?
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
right.
how
You waving its
embarrassing.
stuffed paws
You
and
see all
Hey,
that
no
beautiful...
one talked
way,
about
apparently,
Melania, right? Like, because Melania Trump was just like, just as ugly as hell, right? She didn't have any style at all whatsoever. Like, I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah, they tried to...
right? But like, she wears this, and it's just like either no one says anything, Or like, oh, it's the greatest thing ever. It's like Michelle Obama. She like wears with like some freaking dress with like a bunch of cubes on it or something.
And
Everybody
with
goes
her
crazy.
dong hanging out. It's like, good lord. Have you guys ever seen
Well,
those
we won't get
videos
into
with the?
That's
a good one, actually.
Or can you say that? Can I not?
I
say
don't
that?
know if we can talk about Big
Oh,
Mike.
okay, okay. I'm sorry.
Look, we can talk about Big Mike Obama all we want. this is the kind of community that accepts transsexuals for who they are and validates their life choices.
Oh, good Lord, have mercy. Praise Jesus.
Elmo loves Big Mike.
Oh,
it's okay,
no.
Big Mike.
Sesame Street go to the White House.
Oh my goodness. You guys.
He is the crack. That's good enough
Sound like-
for Hunter.
For whatever reason, something like my brain's like trying to remember anything else that happened this week that, because there hasn't been a show the full week. And there's a couple things that had actually come to mind. And the conversation should be had that people don't understand that if they continue to do it the way they're doing it or whatever, and other states actually follow along, it could be really disgusting. And it's Tennessee with their DUI laws. And saying that if you get caught hitting or killing somebody while intoxicated and they had children, you must pay their child's maintenance to the other spouse, or whatever. I mean, there's so many questions to go along with it. Like, well, am I now considered their parent?
Yeah, it raises more questions than answers.
Right. Do I get to? Do I now have right to make sure that that child actually succeeds properly if the parent's actually not taking care of it? What all does this entail?
I would say yes, and I think that might actually even hold up on the Supreme Court. I'm not sure exactly.
Like, it's an interesting way, because, I mean, how did you meet Mommy, Daddy?
Koolfrogg, are
Well,
you suggesting that it would be that it was a good thing that the other parent died? Like, is that what you're saying?
No.
Because it kind
no,
of sounds exactly
That's
like
not
that's what
what
you're
was said.
implying.
That's
it is
not what
almost
was
as
said.
though, like, I don't know, like, do you have some sort of like a plan, like,
No, it's
like maybe,
just kind of strange that you would actually slap such a law on something.
Well, it also raises the question, if you hate your spouse, can you intentionally get T-boned and turn them into money?
Oh my gosh, stranger things has happened.
No, I'm not saying it would happen often. I'm just saying it would happen once.
If it can, it will. Yep.
I mean, you get mad, you'd be like, something happens to us, and you're like, oh man, I owe child support to this woman's children or whatever because I just killed her husband. And then you go to find out that she had multiple children, before even that husband or whatever. But he was considered signed papers as the parent. Now all of a sudden you're the one that's liable for the 15 kids. You look at that, you be like, 15? You kidding me right now?
It's so wacky. It's just so wacky.
But see, like, I don't know if the state would recognize that kind of a thing of like, oh, you have some sort of rights to the child or something of that nature. Because, I mean, you did kill the child's parents after all. And if they consider that to be some kind of a homicide of like you not, or like some sort of, I don't know, what do you call that? Like negligent homicide, I guess, or whatever. Like, you negligently drove, you were drunk driving and you killed them. I don't know if you'd have access to children that you killed their father or their
You can get
their
visitation?
mother.
Whatever, the guy who shot, what's his name, Chad, gets access to the kids. Like, fuck.
What happened to my every other weekend?
But that's what I thought that the whole process was for us to go sue people, for criminal charges of what they did or whatever it's called, and then you take it out in the courts.
And then take the damages.
Yeah, you take the damages out in the courts over what they, wrongful death lawsuits, I guess that's what it's called. That's where you get your compensation at. for them to specify a DUI as a reason why that this would happen is kind of crazy, because you can put this on to any kind of situation, which it would be just your brakes go out and kill some and do the exact same thing, but your brakes go out. And then you're
Well, then on top
liable
of-
for child support. But
Yeah,
that's not on the books. It's only for DUI. So, I mean, where does it stop? Or I don't know.
Oh, you're saying, you know, like it could set up a precedent for other things.
Yeah, yeah.
Of negligence, or, you know, not doing your due diligence to watch yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, oh, see, now you slipped up, and so now you have to pay for like 15 children's college, and then you're like living in a trash can.
Yeah.
Alongside of what the hell's his face from Sesame Street? The green furball.
The Grinch, or
freak.
not the Grinch. Oh my God, Oscar. No, not
You're a
Oscar. Is it
mean
Oscar?
one. Yes.
No, Oscar's the blue guy, isn't he?
Oscar's
green one
the
in the
grouch,
trash
the
can.
green one in the trash
Okay,
can.
okay, so it is
Yeah.
Oscar.
Blue is Cookie Monster or Grover?
Thank you. Correct. Grover's the smaller.
Yeah, Grover is.
I mean, he's the
blue
one not
guy.
methed out on cookies, right? Like,
No, right. He's the one on speed.
Then you got the gay couple, Bert and Ernie.
you got
They're
Snuffy.
gay brothers.
Just
Come
like-
on, get it right.
Gay brothers. Oh my God. Oh, good Lord, have mercy.
Is that okay? I'm not even gonna try to remember.
Mike's
if
like,
that's
wait,
true,
where-
'cause I
where'd we
don't
just
wanna
go?
think reckless about it. Oh, I miss Sesame Street from when I was a kid.
Don't try watching Sesame Street now. You'll be very upset.
No, I stopped watching.
Your eyes will
a
burn
decade ago
physically.
for that reason.
No, seriously, because, you know, 2.5-year-old kid sitting here, you know, that I'm sitting here taking care of on a regular basis. And he likes watching cartoons. He's a very smart kid, but he likes his cartoons. You know, so
I mean,
you know.
like, if you have a soul, your eyes will begin to burn very hot. And, like, it'll feel like they're on fire, and then you'll look in the mirror and you realize, oh shit, they are on fire. Like, you know, I should dunk my head into a bucket of water. Like, I mean, don't
No, but I turned on
watch
Sesame Street the other day or whatever. It was actually probably close to a couple months ago now or whatever. I go turn it on, and the first thing that come out of Elmo's mouth, racism is bad. And I'm like,
Oh,
turn
brother.
it done. I'm seriously talking about racism on Sesame Street. I'm
You're a
like,
fluffy
you gotta
red
be
monster who
kidding
likes to
me.
get his
Well,
tummy
no,
tickled.
they
Like,
always
fuck
talked
off.
about racism on Sesame Street. It's just back in the early 90s, the writers weren't like pants on head retarded, and so they could do it subtly by having a diverse cast on the show and just showing everyone
See, I
getting
watched
along.
it in the 80s when it was good.
Yeah, me too. I remember when I was a kid and I watched it. My whole thing was the Snuffleupagus, or what's it called?
Yeah, the Snuffleupagus.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
where Big Bird would always see him and nobody else could. And I
That's
would get
right.
so
That was his
mad.
imaginary friend.
Yeah, I would get so mad that nobody
Yeah.
else could see him because I'd be like, he's right there. Traumatized.
But I brought up Grover in the trash can because of the law thing they were talking about earlier. And
Grover's not in the trash can.
or not Grover, God,
Oscar.
freaking, you know what? They're all freaking fluffy monsters, whatever the hell. Like, I didn't.
Okay, but I'm
gives
going
a
to need
damn.
you to get the name.
They're all your freaking tax dollars.
Right.
Best
you
thing to
get
do
it
is call 'em
right,
out
or
by
you
color.
don't get to talk about it.
I don't mean to be like a puppet racist, but if you
You
call
could
them out
just
by
say the
color,
trash
it's
can
easier
one.
for
I
us
don't
to know who
care,
they are.
But like, don't say the wrong name.
Yeah, you all can screw off. But I brought that up because I was thinking in my mind about this law that you guys were talking about, and you know, testing someone for a DUI. I mean, what would be the thing? You know, like a cop would come up to you after you've wrecked the car, after you've hit them or whatever. They pull you out of the car, and it's like, oh, you know, like, are you drunk? Are you whatever? They try to test you or something. I mean, like, how the hell do you know it's DUI unless you like take it? I mean, how do they do that? And then if they, I mean, could that be fraudulently post it on somebody, and then oh crap.
Exactly. I mean, there's so many different avenues that this law can go down. It's just, it's kind of scary, to be honest with you.
Oh, Grimsbar says ahoy. Well, hello, ahoy there, matey.
Grimsbar.
What's up, man?
Ahoy there, matey. How are you doing?
I'll be right
you
back,
walk
boys.
the plank.
So then, the way
Swipe
things
the poop
work
dick.
is we've talked about certain things in the last few days or whatever with, anyway, couple different conversations that I've had. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, this man that sets himself on fire in front of the U.S. Supreme Court, they're actually saying that he passed away from it.
What?
He died from his injuries.
Who the hell lit themselves on fire?
6:30 at night, 2 nights ago. A man identified as Win Bruce of Boulder, Colorado, died from his injuries, according to the court spokesman. Now, I'm like, what was this man protesting against? And they're not going to tell
Hillary
us.
Clinton. That's probably what it was.
They're not going to tell us if it's not, certain narrative. Yeah.
Oh, and the other thing, I completely forgot about this. They evacuated all of the Capitol building and all the Capitol people in the Capitol. I think they even did the White House, if I'm not mistaken, but the Capitol building, I know they did, because they said that there was an unidentified flying craft, and they evacuated everything.
It was a kite.
No, it was someone parachuting.
Oh, okay. I was giving
It was
probably
the
a kite.
Washington Nationals baseball game, and someone was parachuting into the stadium, and they could see it from the Capitol building, and I don't know if they just didn't have good notice of it or whatever the hell was going on up there, but it was like, oh my god, everybody leave, everybody go, it's another insurrection, and they all got up and left.
Hey, have they ever taken the fences down from January 5th?
Yeah, and then they put them back up again.
Oh, did they?
And
put
then
them
they
back
took
up?
them back down.
Yeah.
Because see, this is a normal rotating thing. Like, if there's like a big public event where there's all of these corrupt people that were totally legitimately elected, the most legit ever, that's why they put up all the fences to protect them from the people that totally legitimately elected them, because that's how that works.
Isn't that awesome how that works?
It is
It's
amazing.
I guess we're supposed to
We
be
love
rest
our
in
dear
peace,
leaders.
Orrin Hatch. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. 88 today. He passed away. Of course, I mean, again, I will state all of these people
Just says he's a Republican. I mean,
just happened to die, like, towards the end of last year into this year, because, hey, we all just decide to die at the same time, right? Because that's just the thing, people do, it's just, right? Right?
Right.
You know what
this
I'm
is the
saying?
man that was replaced with Mitt Romney.
Oh, brother.
Oh.
Who's he replacing?
He was back in 2019 or whatever. He was replaced by Republican Mitt Romney.
Oh,
that's who this guy was. So
Yes, when all the Mormons went up and was like, "Oh my God, it's Mitt Romney, he's a Mormon like me. I'm gonna vote for him."
His state that he was a governor at was the first state to make gay marriage legal. It was his state, and he was governor in it. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's the Democrats that did that." Well, actually, it was the first state to do it was a Republican state, and I'm sure he had his motives.
Oh my God, he has.
He had his motives. He's probably like, if I can get the gays to get married, that means us Mormons can get married to 15 people. I think he had an agenda.
He's so far in shit, it's ridiculous. Holy hell. Like, I mean, he has all these Hollywood connections. He's got all these different... I mean, like, God. he has all these different connections with all these different people and everything else. And then it's like, oh, he steps foot in Utah for like 2 seconds and gets out of a car or whatever, and like he just steps foot in Utah. He's like, okay, I'm running for Senate, and everybody's like, okay, and they all just vote for him. It's
Oh,
like,
God.
why? Who the hell do you think this person is? Well, he's a Mormon. Like, oh my God, kill me.
Oh my gosh.
Again, because
I thought he was like
totally
done
not a
like
cult.
in the last 2 years or something. Isn't his time about up anyways?
You
when
would
it comes
think.
to serving. Good
You would
Lord.
think. He just seems to snake his way, and again, I use the word snake very purposefully there. To snake himself into just about anything that he wants. Except for with Trump. And they were kind of having conversations, and then it was like, oh, he didn't get the position he wanted, so F you, Trump. It's like, oh, okay.
At that point, I don't think anybody was listening to him anyways. At least not on the Republican side. Voters,
and of course, now he votes.
They just
for
knew he was a piece of, or can I say that or no?
Shite.
Yeah.
Yes. But of course he votes for, as we talked about before on this show, he votes for Ketanji Brown Jackson, the 6th member of the Jackson 5, who lets people get out of jail with the get out of jail free card, basically for torturing toddlers for their own pleasure, and then filming it and then selling it. And of course, we all know who bought all of those films. It was Mitt Romney, and it was Lisa. Oh no! Is that her name? Lisa Murkowski, right? From Alaska, right? It was Susan Collins. We all know all of the people who bought that pedophilic bullshit. It was those senators. We know those Republican senators that voted for. So we know where that went. That's why she's there on the Supreme Court.
It was for research.
Yes, it was for research purposes. We had to know. We were crafting a bill, and we had to know what the stuff was like. And then, of course, it never passed because we're pedophiles. We wouldn't actually pass this.
What the hell do I?
It was pedophilic research facilities that they were filmed in. Yes.
Okay, let's.
Oh my God, that's fucked up. Mike got quiet. Is he here?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's smoking.
I'm also just like tired. It's almost AM.
We've been going for 3.5. He's been with me since the beginning of the show.
Yeah. Bill Gates is pregnant? Is that what I just read?
Well, yeah. Why do you think they introduced the pregnant man?
What the freak? What the freak? Get the freak out of here.
What kind
Maybe
of shape
he's
is
wearing a
this?
girdle and it's all pushed up?
Does he have something? Is he wearing something underneath?
I think someone has edited this, but
yeah, is this just fake footage? Because
I don't know.
Guys, don't fuck with the blonde guy. Don't fuck with the blonde guy. I'm sitting here
looks
going,
like
what the
Gates
freak?
is pregnant. There's something dodgy going on. Nice pair of jugs, though.
Good Lord.
They look great for his age.
So you think that was like, that's fake? I don't know, but look how his shirt is like pushed back. Like it's like, are you sure this is fake?
Yeah, I really don't know. It's just something
Elon
I've
Musk
seen.
put out
And
that
I'm like,
photograph
what?
of Bill Gates. He like put out the photograph of Bill Gates, like the pregnant man in the blue sweater, and then there's then there's Bill Gates in his blue sweater, and he's got a little bit of a belly going on there.
Well, that one kind of looks like he's wearing a girdle, but I see the back part's not tight, so it's kind of pushed out, so it's not a girdle. It's more like one of them things that you see them burlesque women do when they do a show. They've got that push-up bra thing. That's what it looks like. It's just, dude, if you're gonna do burlesque, at least pull your shirt off.
I don't want to see any part of Bill Gates' body. Other than hanging from a noose. What? Who?
None of us do, but I say own it, dude. If that's
That
what
was
you got.
AmericaShirtsAreFirst.com.
Who?
That's AmericaShirtsAreFirst.com.
I didn't hear anything. I don't recall anything being said, as a matter of fact. I love Hillary Clinton. Did I mention that before? I love Hillary Clinton.
I
have a
think
shrine.
she's fucking a cunt. Or
I mean, you're terrible. He has all the bad information. I don't. It's all on him. Go cut his house.
Whoops! I pushed my mute. It's too late though.
Like, oh, I said that. I should
It's
mute
too
myself.
late. There is no escape.
It's all right for the most. I mean, we're almost 4 hours into it, so.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. I actually found the Gates photo. Did anyone else bother?
I wasn't looking.
No, I heard you typing, so I knew that I knew
Right.
you were
I'm
on it.
like, yep, he's got it.
Not in private chat. Sorry, I had to find this.
It is priceless, though. It is just.
Oh, that one.
Incredible.
Am I not
It's
seeing it?
just amazing. And it's like, oh, Elon Musk is like firing shots here.
Where'd you
Getting
post it
there.
at? I don't see it.
No, I'm getting it.
Oh, okay.
It's coming. It's coming.
I'm sorry about that. Grr.
I have mixed feelings.
In case you
about Elon
needed
Musk
to
every day.
lose a boner fast from Elon Musk.
The astronaut's amazing.
But I mean, you obviously doesn't look like he really has the girdle on, but you can still see he's a
Koolfrogg,
very.
pull it up on the screen.
Oh, dang it!
But yeah, that'll kill your boner fast.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
well,
I've
you
seen
can-
the
you can-
emoji thing.
You can see how a large he's got these big huge love handles.
Yeah, and those love handle things were in the back on the other photo with the breast shot.
Okay.
I mean, the moves even match the pregnant man emoji. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of impressive.
I mean, men can get pregnant now, right? Isn't that the whole thing? To where males...
Oh my God! Let's face it. He's full of adrenochrome. Allegedly, right? Who?
He's storing all that.
It's like a camel.
Yeah.
That's right. Just like the opposite direction.
A camel. Oh my God.
Allegedly, folks, because of course this is YouTube. Everything has to be alleged. I think I just killed the mood with that.
No,
No, I'm just
well.
like looking at this photo, going, "Yeah,
We're all
it's
just mesmerized.
never gonna work for me, man. It just can't. I just can't get there. I'm
Just
like,
can't get there.
I'm working on it, but I just can't get there.
No, stop.
This should never make sense to you.
Just stop. Don't hurt yourself.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll behave.
Jimmy, YouTube says, ahoy, mateys. Well, ahoy there.
Ahoy, Jimmy! Ahoy!
What's
Well,
everyone doing with this
I'm glad we
piracy?
could show Grim
brother.
and Jimmy this beautiful picture here during the stream, just to make
Yes.
sure they share this experience with us.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's a must.
It's a Musk? What?
It's a must.
A must.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought
Just make
too.
it a little bigger so you can see
It's a
it.
Musk.
If you couldn't see it before,
Yes, if you couldn't see it before.
just in case.
I'm telling you, the
You can
emoji
see
has
all
way
the-
better hair,
the-
though.
The
I'm-
extra.
Oh, they do even have like the same part. It's very creepy.
It is very actually creepy.
I mean, Elon Musk isn't a dumbass.
No, I can't wait till he takes over Twitter. Oh my god, I just can't wait.
See
I'm
what
still
happens when
waiting
you
to
look
get-
at certain things, then all of a sudden your algorithms change and they start showing you different whatever ads. All of a sudden it's showing me weight loss stuff.
I mean, you can actually see that in real time. So because of this picture, you have weight loss on your algorithm now? That is freaking insane.
Yes, because we're watching Bill Gates be a little bit too much podginess there, you know.
Oh my god.
But Bill Gates doesn't need to lose any weight. He needs more steak. You need to eat insects and lose some of that weight of yours.
Oh my gosh.
But to bring us back to the other one, reason that we were kind of questioning
I don't
if
think
this is
that's
actually true or
Photoshopped.
not.
Yeah, blow it
Is
up to
it?
full screen. There we go.
I don't think it's Photoshop, guys. Is it though?
I mean,
I mean,
I don't
he's
think
just
the belly is. I
growing
think
by the
that's
day.
just fat, right? Because it looks soft and it curves in and then back out.
I mean, you can see
But
the wrinkles
it
in the
does-
shirt. You can see the shirt that's like with the shoulders. I mean, it's actually looks like it's actually pulled to where I don't know. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed to begin with, so
maybe
I could
the
be fooled on this
adrenochrome
one.
that he's using, he's got like 2 of each. That's why he's the double the size of what he should be. That's what's going on. He's got like 2 of everything in him.
Allegedly, folks. Because, you know.
But yeah, exactly, Jimmy. Too. You would think
I
that
still
people
think
who
it's
want to
Photoshopped,
live
though, 'cause if
forever
you look
would
at the
take better
pudgy guy
care
next
of
to
their
him.
bodies. I mean, look at these guys.
Somebody
I mean,
that's
it's just
worth
like
that
the- it's
much,
just
it
like
would
the-
it would seem like to me that somebody is worth that much money that they would actually have a shirt that fit their fucking arms with the sleeves. I mean, there's so many shirts out there that fit the arm to the, you know what I mean, with that sleeve thing. Look at it. That's real. You guys,
That is
come
not
on. That's real. Look at the shirt. It's like pulling back when he walks. That's gotta be real.
I'm not so positive. I don't know. I really don't.
I mean, they have their ritualistic ceremonies where the men dress like women and then they all dance around and, you know, these weird, like, satanic things that they do. So, I mean, you know, maybe it's... Allegedly, of course. Right? But, you know.
I know the gut is real. The gut is like, yeah, the gut is real.
The chest is
Maybe
it's
he
weird.
did that though, so then since the video or the emoji came out of him, he's like, I'm gonna show these guys that I don't have that gut, and he put these big things up front, so then the shirt doesn't like. I don't understand why their shirt's tucked in. What the freak?
I mean, if I had his money, I could afford.
Look,
to get their
look, see,
clothes.
see right there. See they,
Yeah.
see how they they flatten out, like these fake breasts of his flatten out,
Mhm.
like right there, like yeah, that's not real. This is like
It's not
someone
real.
contorting. This is like someone contorting the shirt to be like out more.
If you look at where it overlaps with his arm, it looks edited. Like I have a hard time putting it into
Okay.
words, but it looks edited where the gray
Oh, right
overlaps
there.
the skin tone.
Oh
You
yeah,
can-
see,
yeah,
look, yeah, his arm's
right
gone.
there.
Look, there's no
Yeah.
arm. There's nothing. There's
Yeah.
nothing going on at all.
That's fake. It's fake. Man,
So,
that
you
would
know,
have been so awesome if it was real.
People
though.
people do fun things with
Or-
editing tools.
Oh, they
Or
could
the
have fooled me
Rothschild
on
doesn't
this
have
one.
an arm. Or the truth is that the Rothschild doesn't have an arm there. The Rothschild kid doesn't have an arm there, however the hell old he is. And then Bill Gates actually does have stuff in like some sort of bra he's wearing. You know, I guess it could be. Yeah, but, hey, allegedly, right, folks? Because
But there's
these
like
people are
absolutely
crazy.
nothing. Mammy melons.
Yeah, it's fake. Gosh darn it! I was so hoping it was real.
Why we love our dear leaders. We want to adore our new pantheon. You know.
I mean, he
of
does
leaders
own
of
most
gods.
of the crops now, doesn't he? Isn't that strange how all we're looking for a food shortage and he owns all of the freaking land when it comes to growing crops? A lot of it.
And cattle. Yep.
Yep.
Ranches. He's the
Population
largest ranch
control.
owner.
He has a foundation. I mean, these are things that are real.
Dr. Zabin
Jimmy,
became the
YouTube
founding
thinks the
director of the
video
Bill
is
and Melinda
real.
Gates Institute for Population Control. What? Who? Where? Why? What? I don't know.
Well,
I'm not gonna. I don't
I
know.
did agree with Jimmy at first, but after that last one with that last, you can tell that it's not real.
Oh, that's
Once that
fun.
last one that you stopped it
Oi.
on.
Mike has left the building.
Yeah, well, he's been. It's 3 hours, almost
Later there,
almost
Mike.
4 hours. Oh wow, he's actually still with us.
Oh.
Hold on a second. I'll bring you right in. There he is.
Hey, fix it. That's treated me great as always.
I'm kind of surprised you actually hadn't dropped already for for
Sharing Bill Gates.
Right.
I also am surprised.
Oh,
Yes.
Are you a Bill Gates fan?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nobody's a Bill
We're
Gates
all
fan.
Bill Gates fans.
Not even Bill Gates is a Bill Gates fan.
I know, right?
But here's your question that you had earlier. Look at the surgery on the side of his face to take care of the bagginess.
Well, see, the whole thing, I didn't know anything about this, but I totally see what you're saying. But I was telling like the guys at work that I work with, I'm like, if you look at Biden like years ago, he does not even look like the same person. It doesn't even look like the same individual. His eyes, his facial structure, everything looks different. I don't know, like I guess a 1990s picture of him, if you can bring that up, and look how different these two people look. They don't even look the same.
No,
He
yeah.
had major facial surgery,
Yeah.
and on top of that, his head, they had to cut his head open twice because he had like some sort of clotting or aneurysm or something like that going on.
Oh,
and so
wow.
you can look around the base of his head too, and like there's like an indentations around the top of his skull, so that also makes
I
things
mean,
look
this
a little bit different.
this to me makes total sense because I was like, man, if you look at them photos, people when they age, you can at least see what they could possibly look like when they were younger in the photos. With him, it's like this looks like a totally different person. Hello, Jimmy.
Yeah, but like I mean, he's had major surgery. What was the year that he had major surgery? Was it 2019? I think it was between the months. And you can I looked this up on YouTube. It's like speeches that he gave. You could just look up like Biden speeches, like this year, and this year, and whatever. Type in the years, and then you type in the months, and I mean, these people give speeches all the time and stuff. And so you look at between the months of, I think it was like August and October, and sometime in between there, he had that major facial surgery. And then afterwards, you can see like as it's really starting, and like his face is still red, and like everything's still
Oh, wow.
And of course, then everything turns pale. I mean, they
Usually,
should
though,
have just
like
left it the way it
facial,
was.
like that plastic surgery stuff, really doesn't go well on a man. Am I right? I mean, from everything that I've ever seen of like a male getting like facial plastic surgery, it really fucks their face up.
Well, they didn't do him any favors, that I can tell you. Makes him look like a real goblin.
Yeah.
I have a T-shirt, by the way, that
any
that,
Jackson in particular that you're kind of pointing fingers at?
Jacksons, I'm looking at them two twin guys that got their facial stuff done. There was that one actor, he got his face done, which is total jacked up. And then you look at that young guy. Didn't that young guy that played in the high school, he played in that high school musical show, and then he's gone on to do the comedy shows. Really good looking guy. I don't watch any of the movies he's in though.
I know the name, but I'm not going to say it because I hate him so much.
Yeah, I do too. I can't stand the guy. But he have facial stuff done?
With the goblins.
Yeah, he turned into the goblin guy.
I don't want to see them kissing goblins. Ingratiating goblins. Eat
Stop
bed
it with goblins. Oh, just kidding. Goblins. It just.
Kissing goblins.
Sorry, did we get on the
Excruciating
goblin porn while I
goblins.
zoned out for a moment? Jesus, what is happening here?
Oh, Zac Efron. That's who I'm thinking of.
Oh my god, my ears.
Yeah, I think he had facial reconstruction done, and his face looks strange.
And the High School Musical shit, it's so bad. It's like like the person who sings over top of him, he's got again, his voice is like fairly deep, and like the person who sings over top of him in all those movies is like freaking almost as high as Michael Jackson. It's like, shut up. I cannot stand it. It's so fake. Everything is so fake. Just kill me now. And then everybody's like, oh my god, it's the greatest thing ever. Like, F off.
Well, my girls were grown before
Jimmy?
Before High School Musical or whatever, so I didn't actually watch it.
Jimmy says Ashton Kutcher.
No, Zac Efron is who I was talking about. That's what we're talking about still.
Oh
But Ashton Kutcher, I don't think he's had any facial work done.
I wouldn't doubt it that he would have.
Yeah.
Just because he's that type of person.
Yeah.
I think after Jimmy's comment, I think I'm just gonna like put down my headset and just like go outside of my house and just keep walking.
Oh, what did he say? I didn't see it.
And walking.
Oh, Jimmy's been
Breaking
fat.
free. Soaring. Okay.
And just keep walking. I don't know where I'll go. I'll just keep walking. And walking. Just can't take it. And it'll all be his fault. Because he just had to bring up the music. The lyrics. Just kill me.
Well, all that being said, I think now that we're 3 hours, 51 minutes into this bad boy, I think we should give it a good night.
He was going to say give it a go.
No, I think we should say have a good night. Good morning. If you haven't already, you should subscribe to this channel. Share the video. Hit the like button. And ring that bell. And when you ring the bell, you hold it for a few seconds. And you actually hit the all button. So that way time you know that we're actually going to be. Because sometimes we're late. Sometimes I don't even get the whatever up until an hour before. It's amazing that I don't have more followers. I just don't get it. Come on, subscribe. When you subscribe, you come talk to me, or you come talk to America Shirts. We'll get you Discord links, and you can come join us for regular conversations.
VIP, limited time.
Right. I really don't know how long I'm going to do that because, I mean, eventually I'm just going to be like, there's too many people in here and they're all just talking about something, whatever.
Gonna have to have a little depopulation, you say?
Right. I mean, you know, America Shirts is, you know, Bill Gates is, you know, he is in Discord and he's got mod rights, so we can kind of, you know.
I am a professional at that. I've been banned from like 20 what is it now, Melinda? 23 countries we're banned from. Oh, that's right. She's not here. She left for good. At least I have my cool perfume.
Is you should actually go to americashirtsairfirst.com.
That is americashirtsairfirst.com, the most based t-shirts on the planet. And you can get 15% off those lovely t-shirts with the discount code Koolfrogg. I am going to make a couple of modifications to my website. So it, for those who know what it looks like, it may look a little different, whatever. And I'm going to have to change some of the people that I do stuff with shirts with, where the shirts come from, because, you know, supply chain things and stuff and things like that, you know.
And, you know, welcome Jimmy YouTube to the
Oh,
closing.
yes. This Jimmy YouTube.
How's it going, guys?
Person I'm not going to talk to anymore because he brings up these freaking lyrics.
I was able to sit at my desk for a second here. I thought I'd join you and say hi. But then you guys started hopping off, and I'm like, shit, gotta hurry.
You gotta hurry up. Get in there. So, anyway, that's another 45-minute conversation we could have, I guess. No, let's not do that.
You don't gotta extend it on my account.
No.
Oh, keep making him
We're not.
cough. Maybe he'll pass out and he'll pay.
He's got the coof according to plan.
So, you know, if you look down below in the links down below, there's links for America's Shirts. There's links for Jimmy YouTube. There's links for Grimm's Bar. He likes to show up in our chat on a regular. I don't know. He said ahoy and then he didn't. I don't know if there was.
He did, and
he
he
was
does.
busy. If he's still with us or whatever. Expert was with us for a short bit tonight. There's a link for him.
The hell?
You should actually sub to all of us because that's just the way it is.
He show
Oh, he was with us early.
We're with the squad. If you're not with us, you're not in the know, guys. Come on here.
We've been here for almost 4 hours.
If you hit that sub, I'll dom you anytime.
Ooh.
Everybody should actually go and they should hit up the link tree /Koolfrogg and you can follow me almost anywhere. When I say almost anywhere, like you just name it. If I'm not already there, I'll be there for you.
Well, since I'm the new guy, I'm going to bow out right now. I appreciate the invite in. Koolfrogg.
Hold on one second.
Oh, okay.
Hold on
Sorry.
1 second.
Sorry.
We're getting ready to go.
Okay.
So then, if you want to support me immediately, you should actually go to buymeacoffee.com/Koolfrogg. That's KOOLFROGG. Thank you very much, everybody. Say goodbye.
Bye. See y'all in
Later,
Discord.
peeps.
Bye.
Later.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.